Hello, hello. I hope you're all doing well today. The middle of the week, and just 2 more days until the weekend starts. Can't wait for it, to be honest. This week was already rough enough. Oh well, let's just hop right into Genshin and finish up the story. Yes, the event story, and then we're gonna hop over to ZZZ 0. Oh. Okay, I was wondering why it sounded so silent for me. So, before I could finish the last event mission, I had to do a world story quickly. Oh. Also, I can get the next one over here. Nice. Wait, I didn't notice that I got that many. Alright. Nope. There we go. And I have to do this one. Alright. And let me just head over to Sumeru and do that. I have no clue if I already started that mission or if it's just the start of this mission. So maybe it takes a bit. Oh.
Wow, the academia sure is busy during the day.
Obviously.
But where should we go looking for people that we know?
Oh, well,
Traveler,
there's somebody we know.
Sino! It's been so long
I
since
really
we
like
last
this
saw
outfit, not
you!
gonna lie. Man, really feels like it's been forever. You look like you've been keeping well.
Welcome back to Sumeru City. I'm delighted to meet you again. So,
Same.
what brings you back here?
Oh, nothing in particular. Paimon just saw a really big mushroom out on the road the other day and suddenly missed all our friends in Sumeru.
Sure.
Funnily enough, we were reminiscing about you recently too. It was at a group dinner. I look forward to
You can
hearing about
invite
your
me?
travels. Something tells me we must have a lot to catch up on.
Really? You were thinking of us too? What a coincidence!
Indeed. Or as I call it, the Biryani factor.
Biryani? What?
You really want me to say the rest? Okay.
No.
It's always nice to meet Stu again.
Oh, darny
I win the bid, Paimon. Time to pay up.
You like that one, huh? You must if you remember it after all this time. Admit the truth. You have long been in awe of my razor-sharp wit.
Alright,
Oh, man.
here's your 500 Mora.
Thanks, Sino. Feels good to hit the jackpot.
You're exaggerating. It's only 500 Mora.
Hey,
That's
500
true.
Mora is still a lot of snacks to Paimon.
Alright.
But not
I'll
a
treat
lot
you
of
to some
money if
desserts
I
later.
think about how
Anyway,
much I saved up.
I'm actually investigating a
Mora.
case right now. My mind is focused on
Oh.
work, which is why I didn't complete the joke at first.
Oh, so what's the case
A
about?
case? What happened?
Nothing major. But after finding out who was involved, I decided, on reflection, to handle this one myself.
Need any help? We
Who's
only came
involved?
here to hang out, so we've got the time. You may as well take us with you, and then
Yeah,
when you're
let us
done,
help.
we can, you know.
Oh,
Such
man.
enthusiasm.
Just thinking about food.
Are you worried I'll forget about treating you to some sweets if you're not around to remind me?
What? No! Alright, was it really that obvious?
Yes.
Obvious enough. Still, it's a fine idea. You are the heroes of Sumeru. It makes perfect sense to work together. Alright, follow me.
Alrighty, Roo. I will follow each step of you. Oath Keepers. Alright, it's really just the start of the story. Oof. Alright. Didn't Colin say Sumeru City has been pretty lively lately? Are you even a little curious? Not really. Okay, come on, don't be so cold. Show Paimon your passion. Your passion! You can just think of it as accompanying Paimon to the party, okay? Okay, Paimon. I'll be your chaperone. Let's go see what's going on. For our first step. Hey! Didn't even have the chance to finish. Alright, go to the future marquee. With that? I guess inside. Yep. Hello, party people.
Do you see him? The old man flailing around?
So that's the
Is
marquee.
he the one you wanted to talk to about the case?
He looks pretty well.
Correct. His name
I hope
is
he's healthy.
Cyrus, a former Spontamod sage. He
Oh.
taught both me and Lisa.
Huh?
Interesting.
Sino's teacher is in trouble?
It's ridiculous. I'm just an old man who enjoys a spot of gardening, shopping, and wine. What sort of person targets an old retiree?
Oh, so he got
Professor.
targeted.
I've brought some friends.
Yellow. Yeah, you can just go.
Sino. Now, who do we have here?
Damn, he doesn't know
Hold
me.
on, let me think. A flying fairy dressed in white? A youth who does not seem to hail from this land? My
Yes.
goodness. You must be the legendary traveler in Paimon.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard all about what you've done for Sumeru.
Wow, looks like we're really famous.
I've
He's
told
nice.
him about you before. You are my friends, after all.
Well, good to meet you, sir. We're here to help Sino.
That's right. Let me summarize the situation. A couple
Alright.
of days ago, Professor Cyrus suddenly received a threat letter.
Oh.
A threat letter?
Exactly. Who sends a threat letter to an old man like me, for goodness sake?
This is the letter in question.
Oh.
Cyrus, I have uncovered your secret. If you wish to prevent it from going public, leave 10 million mora at the back door of the cafe. Secondly, don't come looking for me. You'll never find me. But I will always be watching you and all of your secrets. Finally,
Oh.
if you dare to report this to the Matra, there will be consequences. Wow, they sure
Well,
didn't mince
I
their
guess
words.
consequences are coming.
Clearly, this person must be desperate for Mora.
10 million mora. What a joke. I'm just a single retiree with nothing to my name beyond the tomatoes in my garden. Where do people think I'm hiding 10 million
tomatoes.
mora, huh?
Can make some nice
And my
bruschetta with
tomatoes?
that.
There were no witnesses, so currently the letter is all we've got. So, Traveler, Paimon, let's put our heads together.
Well, ready when you are.
Paimon's ready too.
All right, take a look. Do you see anything suspicious?
The symbol, perhaps, seems suspicious. Otherwise, I couldn't really say anything. Just gotta be close to the cafe. From Sino's description, it sounds like the threat letter didn't come in an envelope. It was simply written on a crude piece of paper and left for Cyrus to find. Paper?
Very good. The paper has a rather rough texture. It's not the typical kind you see in most books.
Another thing
Yeah.
is, some of these strokes look kind of blurry. Could there be an issue with the ink?
Possibly.
Sure.
And I bet the
Broken
paper
ink.
has something to do with it.
Most of the paper around here is much smoother than this, and the ink is absorbed quickly so it doesn't run. This paper, meanwhile, it's very coarse-grained, almost as if it's made from some sort of plant matter.
It's certainly not the same paper as we use in the academia, but the ink is nothing special. Just regular black ink that gets a blue tinge when applied to paper.
So do we think the
okay.
culprit has a connection with the academia or not? Wait, check this out. Looks like this part got wet at some point.
Agreed.
Oh?
The staining suggests it was a colored liquid, not plain water. It also
not
looks like it was
rain.
wiped off with a damp cloth.
A colored
So he
liquid.
spilled his drink, I
So,
guess.
Tea? Wine?
Looks like we're thinking along similar lines. Let's go talk to Arof. There are some things I'll need him to take care of.
Maybe it was straight at the cafe where he wrote it. That would have been a bit stupid. Oh yeah, just noticed I totally forgot to say thank you for following, Benny. Seems like you followed me when I wasn't live. But still, thank you.
We're way behind schedule.
Wasn't I here before? Wait, is that?
Araf. Ah, there he is.
Oh? He seems to be busy.
Mahamatra Sino. Sir Cyrus. Ah, and the Traveler and Paimon. It's been a while.
Some brief errors on the case.
As such, I'm inclined to believe that the culprit in this case is a student at the academia. Somebody young and strapped for cash. Oh, one last thing. I'd start your investigation by taking a look at the cafes in the city.
Oh, of course! You think the culprit spilled their coffee on the ladder, huh?
They do look like coffee stains to me. Also, if I'm not
Oh man, that
mistaken,
guy was really stupid
the
then.
letter is written on a type of scented paper that has aromatics added during the manufacturing process.
Oh.
The kind often provided as writing material for customers in cafes and taverns.
Ah, of course.
Interesting.
Yes, like they sell in the gift shops. I remember now. Zaha Hadid bought some a while back. She said she was going to use it as wrapping paper for a vase.
Understood.
Wrapping paper
I'll
for
assemble a
vase.
team to
Oh,
investigate the
okay,
points
I
of
mean,
interest immediately.
rip
You
about the
have my
scented part,
gratitude.
though.
One last thing. Send some Matra to guard the entrances and exits of Sumeru City. And change into plain clothes. Don't let them see you coming.
Undercover,
Will do.
very nice. You okay?
Great thinking,
He's been
Sino.
googling at him so
So,
long.
where do we think the culprit's at right now?
I doubt they go back to the cafe.
Yeah, they've probably been lying low at home waiting to see how Cyrus reacts.
Probably.
You're right, Paimon.
Really? Which part?
The culprit's approach.
Oh.
Whatever happens, they need this Mora. But just because they warned Professor Cyrus not to go to the Matra, doesn't mean they know what he'll do next. So, like you said, they need to wait and see. And crucially, the culprit said they'd be watching the professor's every move.
Huh? Wait, are you saying...
We are being watched right now. Oh, who's that?
Found you!
That was fast.
What are you doing?
You wrote the threat letter!
Sure.
I don't know what you're talking about. What threat letter?
I sensed someone was watching us from the shadows the moment we entered the House of Dana. You managed to stay relatively well hidden for someone reckless enough to threaten Professor Cyrus. There are a
Oh.
lot of people here, but we were looking specifically for Arof. Whoever followed us the whole way was likely to be the culprit.
I
That makes
was
sense.
just listening in, that's all. You know something big's going down when Mahamatra Sino shows up, right? So I got a little
Sure,
curious.
buddy.
What's the big deal?
You smiled when Arav left. I saw it as clear as day.
Oh.
Is smiling a crime now?
There are coffee stains on the letter. You mixed some coffee with water, gently smeared it onto the paper, then wiped it off with a wet cloth. All to create the impression that the letter was written at a cafe. Closing off the
Oh.
exits to the city doesn't affect you, because you already live here. And as long as the Matra were focused on the cafes, you would be free from scrutiny. The
That's
cafe
smart.
was a red herring all along. You had to be somewhere where you could monitor the professor's movements.
You can't pin this on me. I haven't done anything.
Really?
Hmm.
Then why are you shaking like a leaf? The
Good
innocent
argument.
have no reason to fear the Matra. But your
You're
heart's
fearing him.
racing, and your eyelids are twitching.
Oh,
You're a terrible liar.
I would never.
shut up, man.
Don't try anything or you'll pay the price.
Just give up.
Now come with me.
Can't wait to get the explanation why he's
That
doing
was
that.
over quickly. Sino already caught the guy.
You're
Trusses
telling
the
me.
work of him.
1 minute I go out for a quick smoke, the next minute I see Arav already on his way back to meet up with Sino. Looked like a young guy, too. Couldn't have been much more than 30. But after what he's done, I'm afraid he's ruined his whole future.
Oh, no.
Everyone, it's all over.
Gosh, that was so fast.
The culprit's name is Raka, a 16-year-old student in the Ratawe
16?
Starshan.
Huh?
That's young.
16? Cyrus thought he looked 30-something.
We checked his records. He's 16, a third-year student.
Damn.
But he looks so old.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Does look like 16.
seriously.
Foolish child. He's too young for the criminal life. What the devil drove him down this path?
We questioned the culprit regarding his motives. He,
Oh.
Oh, just spit it out. Nothing can surprise me at this point.
very well. It's our understanding that Araka is a mediocre student who has been underperforming in his classes. He started
Oh.
taking extra tutoring to improve his grades, but developed a gambling habit around the same time and lost a lot of mora. Down
Bruh.
on his luck, he went to the tavern for a drink and overheard some people chatting about Sir Cyrus's comfortable retirement. They mentioned that he's always arguing about his tomato plants with some old woman on the street.
That's the reason
Some
why you
old
thought you
woman
could
on the
get money
street?
from him.
Goodness gracious. Has that rascal attended a single one of his classes? That old woman is Kasharwar's very own professor, Zaha Hadi. How can he
Oof.
not know who Zaha Hadi is?
Is this going somewhere?
Oh, right, yes. So another thing. We don't just argue about tomato plants. And what are they trying to insinuate by comfortable retirement? A man grows a few vegetables and suddenly he's living a life of luxury?
Maybe it's more the fact that you have the
it's
time to
more
grow
than just
vegetables in the
taking
first
care of
place.
plants, you have to do a
Araka
lot
mentioned
so
he'd
that
heard
they
a rumor
grow
alleging
properly.
that Sir Cyrus illegally obtained a large sum of money from the desert before retiring and kept it for himself instead of reporting it to the academia.
Bruh, for real?
Araka believes this money to be the reason why Sir Cyrus hasn't kept up with any academic research or other projects since his retirement. And
mean, why
given your
should he?
advanced
He
age, he
retired.
thought you'd be an easy target to blackmail.
Oh, Araka. I'm at a loss for words. I'm so angry I don't know where to start.
People make up rumors all the time. I am quite confident that Professor Cyrus has never embezzled a mora in his life.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Arav, you'll have to find some excuse to interrogate Araka again later. I need you to deliver a few firm fistfuls to him on my behalf.
I completely understand how you feel, Sir Cyrus, but I'm afraid that course of action goes against the Matra's principles.
Yep. Rules are rules.
Professor, there's no need to be childish about this.
Oh, come on. I was clearly joking.
Okay. Where does this go from here?
The academia will determine the appropriate disciplinary action against the student. And as for the individuals spreading rumors about the professor's obsession with tomatoes and some old woman on the street, there could be a slander case here. The Matra will continue to investigate.
Hope you
Who
guys
said
find who did it.
I'm obsessed with some old woman on the street? Mind your wording or you'll start a whole new rumor.
Oh, no, so maybe you're gonna
You
go on a
seem
date with her.
confused. Oh, don't you understand? Uraka is just a young boy who made a very rash and very stupid decision based on some groundless rumor he heard. Besides, I didn't actually hand over any Mora to him. The whole thing sounds a lot worse than it is. All it costs me is a little reputational damage. That's all.
Please rest assured, Professor, that the academia will issue a fair and reasonable punishment.
Yes,
Yeah,
I have no
if you
doubt
say
about
so.
that. But as a former educator, I'd still like to have a serious conversation with the boy's parents. The family lives in the city, yes?
Does he have a family?
Correct.
Alright.
We looked into the family. Both parents are merchants and they're often away on business.
Oh,
They've never taken much of an active role in their children's lives.
Oh,
so
what
they
a
only had
mess.
themselves.
You don't have to seal the
Eesh.
evidence away yet, do you? I'd like to have that letter back for the time being, if possible. I need something concrete for when I talk to the family tonight. We have to show them how serious this situation is.
The relevant authorities have already reviewed the evidence and are now discussing Araka's punishment. You can hold on to the letter for now. Just make sure to return it within a couple of days.
Oh,
Oh,
it doesn't destroy it
So
for
you'll
some
be
reason.
able to close the case in 2 days.
Give or take, cases like this are quick to resolve.
Damn.
Very good. Well, thank you for all your help. Perhaps we can all go for a meal together. Oh, my treat, of
I wouldn't
course.
say no to that.
My apologies, Sir Cyrus,
Oh.
but I have a prior commitment. Enjoy the meal, everyone.
Rip
Ah,
one
I
person, I
see.
guess.
Well, that's a pity. But Sino, you have to come. You found the
Yes.
culprit at record speed, and
Eat
I
with
owe you
us.
for that. Ah, and isn't Tainari in town at the moment? Bring him
Oh.
along, too.
Let's go.
Wait, you mean Tainari's in the city?
He is. Tainari's master, Sir Nephis, called him and Kale to the academia to help out on a project.
Oh.
They should be at Nephis's office at this hour.
Let's say hello to
Though I
them.
must say,
I hope.
I'm surprised you're extending an invitation to Tainari. Did you do something to offend Sir Nephis?
Don't
No.
be outrageous. Nephis offends me all the time. It's never the other way around. Anyway,
Sure.
hurry up and fetch Tainari. I'll head over to the tavern with the traveler and Paimon. See you there.
Alright.
Go
see
on
you.
now. Don't keep us waiting.
Alright, time for some food. Ooh. Ooh. Nice clothing. You find every time you find something new. Crazy. Hey, Tinari,
Not to
Kale.
brag, but we never had problems like this at Ratawa Hist back when I was still teaching. And if you don't want to take my word for it, you can ask them. They were students at the
Alright.
time. They'll tell you what it was like, won't they?
I was out in the forest at least 4 days a week back then, thanks to a colossal
Oh.
workload from Master. It wrought havoc on my poor tail,
Oh
so I
no,
didn't exactly
not the
keep
tail.
up to date with what was going on at the academia. Most of what I know, I heard from Sino after the fact.
Professor's become a lot more laid back in his retirement. He used to be far stricter, and was especially known for being extremely principled.
Wow.
Hmm.
It's hard enough to stay true to your principles as a normal person. I can't imagine doing that as a sage.
It's a pity Kale wasn't around at the time. I would have happily taken her on as a student.
And then we'd have one more person who has to address Lisa as upper class woman.
Really? Can't you just call her Lisa? She seems to prefer it when people treat her like an older sister.
Oh, believe me, back when she was a student, nothing made her happier than the younger students acknowledging her seniority.
Damn. Oh.
Whoa,
Yes.
more
Wait, what?
food?
Ooh.
Are you sure about this? We don't want to take this to the
Now I'm
end.
getting hungry too. I want to have something
Oh,
too.
don't worry about it. Order whatever you like. And if it's not enough, order some more. After all your help today, treating you to
Damn,
dinner
he's
is the
really
least I can do.
generous.
I thought I heard some familiar voices.
Oh.
And Sir Cyrus is
Look
here
who
as
it
well.
is.
Oh, Kaveh, it's been a while. Zahahadi was talking about you last month. How have you been?
I've been all right, thank you. You're looking very well, sir. I'm glad to see it.
Have you eaten
Nice
yet?
to see you eating too.
Care to join us?
Yeah, we got a lot of food.
That's awfully kind of you, but I had a late lunch, so I'm not really
Aw.
hungry just yet. I'll have dinner a little bit later tonight. I just came to Lombard's to buy some wine, and when I heard some voices I recognized, I thought I'd come and say hello. So what's the occasion,
Oh,
anyway?
nice of
Some
you.
sort of celebration?
Consolation, more like. You wouldn't believe the day I've had.
Oh yeah. Cyrus vividly recounts the day events.
Sounds like things have really gone downhill since I was there. My whole time as a student, I've never heard of anything remotely like that.
I can't believe how young the guy is. What are his parents going to think?
We're going to be
Young
disappointed.
people are always more susceptible to making rash and ill-advised decisions. Their minds are still developing. It's just an unfortunate fact of life. But still, this boy has some nerve. Just look at what he wrote. Oh, it makes my blood boil.
Oh
Wow,
man.
yeah. Jeez.
I will always be watching you and all of your secrets. And then he just followed you into the house of Dana?
If
Yep.
this were my son, he'd get the scolding of a lifetime. Oh.
Luckily, I'm also an extremely principled person.
Kaveh! Your order's
Nope.
ready, sir!
Coming.
Guess he got his wine.
I'll have to get going. Have a nice evening, everyone. I'll catch you all another time.
Bye bye, Kevin.
Okay, bye-bye!
Hope we see you again soon.
Here I am. The coffee beans are in here too.
Yep, it's all there. I'll stop babbling away now. Let's eat before the food gets cold.
Yes. We're all busy chatting that you almost forgot about the food. Luckily, it's still hot, and you enjoy a delicious celebratory meal after a crazy day. Food. I want some too. Maybe I'm gonna grab something after this stream. If I'm still hungry, that is.
Oh, too tasty. Paimon's belly is about to explode.
I'm often wondering how Paimon can still float with the amount of
Mine
stuff she's
too.
eating.
I'll have to walk home to burn some of it
Crazy.
off.
Thanks for dinner, Sir Cyrus. Master Tainari and I will bring you some homemade herbal tea next time. It'll do wonders for your sleep.
Well, I look forward to that. In fact, could I trouble you to bring a little extra for the other old folks on my street? I'll be the
Real
envy of the
sentence.
neighborhood.
I think she's just
No problem at all.
a
I'll
Kirby in
pack some up and
disguise.
bring it over.
Yeah, thank you for treating
Ah,
us.
I'll see you all later. I better head home now and tend to the crops.
Good night, Professor.
Alright.
Don't let
Take
those
care of them
tomatoes keep you up too
tomatoes.
late.
Wanna get some good bruschetta
Hey.
next time?
My tomatoes are serious business. I am not about to be beaten by Zaha Hadi. Anyway, I'll be leaving now. Don't stay up too late now, children. I bid you all a good night.
Good night, old
Take
man.
care. Have a safe trip home.
All right. Now, we finally have some us time.
What do you mean by that?
Us time?
Well, I was talking with Tainari and Kale, and since we all have some free time, we thought we could all go camping together. Think of it as our way of welcoming you back to Sumeru.
Camping.
Camping?
I like what I
Oh,
hear.
that sounds fun. Paimon's in.
It's been ages since I've been camping. think the last time was with my father in Italy when I was still a small little guy. It was a nice time. Except the constipation. I always get the problem for some reason that when I'm in a different country my stomach doesn't wanna work the way it's used to. Oh well. So, yeah. That sounds really fun. Time to show off my tent pitching skills.
Wait, no! That's my job! Take it away from me.
Oh,
Why
okay.
don't you and Paimon help out Master or
You can do
Sino?
the tent pitching
You
then.
don't have to play the hero when you're out with us. This is your chance to just, you know, laze around and switch off for a bit.
Everyone,
I'm gonna
let's meet
take that
tomorrow
offer.
afternoon at the riverbank to the southeast of Gandharvaville. No need to bring anything. We've already packed everything for the trip. Just bring your
Oh.
delightful selves and prepare to have some fun.
You guys
got
are
it, we'll
prepared.
be there.
Great. Then we'll see you tomorrow.
Well, time for a time skip. At least I think I need a time skip now. Yep. Wait until the next day. Oop, perfect. Yeah, that should work. And boom. Just about to get day. Oh, never mind, it needs to be 14. I got the numbers switched up. There we go. You can still see those things from over here.
Time to set off. Let's head to the southeast of
After
Gandharva.
repose. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna let. Okay, I guess not. I just wanted to let her finish, but I already cut it off. Oh well, what can I do about it? Hey, they already got everything ready.
We're here! Wow, you guys are ahead of the game. You set up the tents already.
I'd say we're right about on schedule, actually. We were aiming to have them set up before you arrived.
Oh.
Traveler, Paimon, let's go fishing together. Whatever we catch, we can grill for dinner tonight.
Let's go fishing!
You got it.
I
Dinner's
feel like
on
a
us
lot of
tonight.
kids. There's fishing. I always enjoy it. Animal Crossing, Terraria,
I
and
hope I can
Genshin.
contribute too. The other forest
Yet
watchers
I
gave me some
haven't
fishing
finished
tips a
the
little
last
while ago.
fishing
I'm
mission
really
yet.
looking forward to giving them a try.
Gotta check actually how much more I need.
I saw some very appetizing mushrooms in the area, so I gathered a few for us. I'll leave them here along with some fresh fruit.
Wow,
Alright.
camping with
Thanks,
the forest
buddy.
watcher is the way to go. They think of everything. And even if they don't, they can improvise.
Let's
This is
see.
true. I don't think I've ever had a single rough day in this forest.
So,
Oh, that's nice to hear.
how has everything been going for you?
Well, there's been some high points and low points, but we've had some unforgettable
Usual.
experiences along the way.
I see. Oh, in that case, you should try a valberry. I bought some from the market this morning.
Wait.
A
Berries?
valuable suggestion. Just
Oh,
don't bury
man.
your feelings using food.
All I wanted was to recommend something bittersweet.
Oh, that
I
was
have
a
a
strong
sudden craving
twitch
for fruit
just there
tea.
on the neck.
I'm gonna go fetch some stuff. Bye!
Basically neck snapped myself there. Oof. Wait,
She
then
sure made a run for
berries
it.
from one set. She made a run for it.
Unbelievable. She made a run for it.
So Kale chose the path of tactical retreat. Could it be she foresaw what shall soon come to pass?
Huh? Oh.
My dear friend, you know what I am about to say.
Oh no. It's
Excellent.
genius in
A kindred spirit. A great warrior can sense when a duel is nigh. But It looks like we'll get told off if we start playing now.
Yep.
Let's enjoy the nature for a while longer.
I think that's the better thing to do. Don't need some genius invocation right now. It's chipping away in the shooting sound of running water. This nice. No agenda, just relax and enjoy yourself. Ooh, yes, indeed, very nice. Maybe getting a bit tan. Oh, let's go. Let's get it.
I'll reel it in.
I thought I'm the one fishing.
Firewood, spices, snacks, and drinks. Everything's ready. Once Kale gets back, we can light up the fire and start grilling.
Right, she hasn't been back yet. She's still not back. Okay, I'm worried now. Wait, so I stood up to sit down over there. Okay. This is so relaxing. It's just so nice to go camping with friends. Where's Kale?
There are 3 tents. Which one do you two want to take?
How
Hmm.
about the one on the left?
What? Whatever Paimon says.
Well, Paimon just thinks the ambiance here is a little better.
And there's a light
True.
on it.
But it's also the closest to the water. If there are any sleepwalking fungi around tonight, they might stumble into your tent.
Oof.
Well, that's no good. Take my weapon. You can use it to
Oh.
bar the entrance.
Anyone
Okay.
would think you were sealing the gates to King Deshret's mausoleum.
Excellent. Then this tent will be an impenetrable fortress.
Damn, thanks for that help, man.
I'm back! How's your
Oh.
appetites? Ready for the barbecue?
Well, that took long
Always.
enough, Kale. Mm.
Oh, it smells so good. Paimon's drooling.
Oh, again, food.
Someone
so
sure is
mean.
desperate to eat. I
I'm
think it's
desperate to
time
eat
to add the
too.
seasoning. How do you like your skewers? Well done? Medium? Rare?
I think well done.
What? Isn't that just for steaks?
Hey, if it works for steak, maybe it works for other things too.
Medium well for me.
In the end, it's still
Okay,
meat.
these are about ready now then. It'll be a few more minutes for anyone who wants theirs well done.
Well, I'm gonna dig in. And one wolfs down the delicious food.
Oh,
Except
that
me.
was so delicious. If Paimon's stomach had space, she'd eat 3 more skewers.
I ate a
We
lot
get it,
too.
you're Kirby.
Here comes the food coma.
Oh
If you're
no.
tired, then go rest.
You must be getting sleepy too, Paimon.
Rest.
Why don't you guys head to your
So that
tents?
your stomach can
Sino
rock.
and I will clean up.
Tonight I show you mercy. Our sacred duel will take place another day.
Okay, man. Sure, why not?
Good night.
Is the frog okay?
Oh, Paimon's
I don't think
struggling
so.
to keep her eyes open.
He's just jumping against that crate.
Oh, don't forget this. The staff of the Scarlet Sands.
Wait, you were actually being serious about that?
It's a
Bruh.
very powerful weapon. Try it.
Paimon can't even lift that thing.
I was about to
Fair
say it
enough.
would look weird, Paimon carrying
You
that
sure
thing.
you don't want it?
Yeah, Paimon's sure. We'll be fine. And even if we do get an uninvited
Yeah,
guest in the
I'm
night,
just gonna grab the
Paimon will be here to
fungus
take care
and
of the
cuddle with him
traveler.
in the sleep. Huh. It's not the dull blade. But I can't say it looks clean either. It looks kinda rusted. Let's not forget I got my own trusty sword. Divine artifact. Slayer of countless vile monsters.
That reminds me of a parting king of invocations. I'll tell you
Oh.
about it tomorrow. But
Good
right
idea.
now, it's time to rest. Sleep well and sweet dreams.
Good night, say no. Time to sleep. Camping trip has really relaxed me. I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. The peace and tranquility of the forest, nature's warm, something. Damn it.
I think they should all be here. Traveler? Paimon? Are you in there? Could you come
Right.
outside for a sec?
Look
Well,
at this.
can we just sleep?
What the? What's this sword doing here? Is it supposed to keep out intruders?
Evidently.
Huh? Who is it? Oh, what time do you call this?
Midnight, I would say. These voices, I recognize them.
Paimon's gonna take out the sword. Yeah!
I'm going back to sleep. Let me be
Oh,
me
hey
now.
them, Kave! What are you doing here? It's the middle of the night!
Why'd they come all the way out here? Well,
Sorry
I
to
guess
wake
that's
you
it
up
for
at this
sleep.
hour of the night, but we've got a situation on our hands.
Oh.
Let's get dressed and talk about it outside.
What? Let me get up.
Something has come up. And since
Wait,
it
where's
pertains to
Sino?
Cyrus and Sino, I deemed it essential to inform you all.
Whoa, back up. Let's start from the beginning.
Oh, what's happening now?
Huh? Where'd the wine cups go? I could have sworn I left them here after I washed them.
Alright, they're living
Ah,
together, I
there they
forgot.
are.
I'll have a cup too.
Damn, my boy be drinking.
Can you see if the cookies are still on the table?
Are there cookies? Cookies?
They are. And so are the fruits.
Ooh, cookies, nice.
Oh, this is so bland. I should have gotten a few bottles of what Sino's group was drinking last night.
Well,
Do tell.
next time.
What were they drinking?
Oh, right, I forgot to mention. So, I ran into Cyrus yesterday evening when I went to the tavern to pick up some things. He was hosting a dinner for Sino, Tainari, Kale, and the Traveler and Paimon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they got a bottle of Lombard's new vintage for the table. At least
Oh,
I
a
think that's what
vintage
it was.
Lombard.
It looked pretty good.
Sounds like they're all tangled up in this.
You know what it's about, right? 16-year-old kid tried to extort Cyrus. He was asking for 10 million mora.
Man.
I heard some
Why
people
did you
talking
do
about it
that?
on the streets, yes. Didn't take them long to catch the culprit. The sages are probably dealing with the case by now.
I wonder what Sir Nephis and the others will make of it. Oh, Cyrus showed me the extortion letter too. It was crudely written, but the paper had this beautiful pattern on it that I've never seen before. Really caught my eye.
Oh,
Give me a
is
sec,
there
I'll sketch
anything
it out for
special
you.
about the pattern?
Okay, done. Take a look.
I guess you recognize it.
You see what I mean? I don't think I've ever seen writing paper like this around before. God knows where the culprit got it from.
Interesting. These are all motifs associated with the tribes of the desert.
Oh.
What? Really?
Take this, for instance.
Desert.
Looks like an outline of a spire, similar to the kind found on some ancient palaces. And the crisscrossing and mirroring here. I recognize that too. It bears a striking resemblance to an ancient emblem, one that hasn't been used in a very long time.
Oh.
Whose emblem is it?
Interesting.
It's the emblem of the Temple of Silence.
Temple of Silence.
After discussing it with each other, we both agreed that something didn't feel right, so we went looking for you. This was a long way to come from the city. Alhaitham figured you were
Yeah,
probably with
that
Tainari,
was
so
a long way.
Gandharvaville was our first stop. But the Forest Watchers told us that you'd gone camping. Then, just as we were heading off to the campsite, we ran into Sino. He said he was on a supply run. We exchanged a few
Oh.
words, and then he ran
That's
off.
where Sino went.
Hold on. So what's the deal with that emblem you were talking about? The Temple of Silence, you said? What is that? Should we be worried?
Something's up, huh? Give me a second. Let me get Kale.
Alright.
So you've never heard of the Temple of Silence?
Nope.
Well, to put it simply, it's an organization that has existed in Sumeru for over 1,000 years. These
Alright,
days,
pretty old.
you can find a Temple of Silence office in the Academia. Theoretically, it's responsible for the custody and disposal of information and documents not fit for public dissemination. At
Oh.
least, that's what they tell the outside world. In truth, it's essentially a vestigial institution nowadays. There's an office with their name on it, but it's functionally obsolete. Historically speaking,
Interesting.
the original Temple of Silence is said to have been established by Hermanubis, one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret and the greatest of all sages. Most of the organization's members hailed from the desert. By contrast, none of the Academia Temple's current members are from the desert region, nor do they use any symbols connected with the desert
So
folk.
there's no original
So the
desert
Temple of
person
Silence
anymore.
at the Academia is just a fake? Wow.
It's possible. The real question is, why? My guess is they're covering something up.
So, how do you know all this? Sounds like some pretty top secret stuff.
Did you forget?
He's the big
He
guy.
did a stint as acting Grand Sage
Yep.
and kept the pay raise even after he resigned.
Oh, yeah! Paimon did totally forget about that. So you took the chance to read all the top secret documents while you were acting Grand Sage, huh?
If you're asking me whether I familiarized myself with the documentation in my office, I would respond that that's a perfectly normal part of any job.
Yep.
So much about this doesn't make sense. Why did the emblem of the Temple of Silence appear on a threat letter from an Academia student to Cyrus? The student's only
I'm
16.
really wondering now where he
and
got
doesn't
the
have any
paper
family
from.
ties to the desert. So where could he have seen that emblem or gotten the paper?
Guess
You
there's only
said
one way
you
to
ran
find
into
out.
Sino, yes? Did you tell him what you've just told us?
Yep. He ran off as soon as he heard what we said.
Given that Cyrus is involved, he's probably halfway through solving the case by now.
If you say so.
Still, we should try to catch up with him.
Let's give him a bit of a help.
At this hour of the night, Sino will probably go looking for Cyrus at his current residence.
Alright, I want to see his
The
tomatoes.
Academia's Temple of Silence really does exist just to cover up the truth. The sudden appearance of this emblem can't be good, and sure to stir up trouble. We
Oh,
should
man,
pay a
gotta
visit
take
to the
care of it
Academia.
before it escalates.
Yes. As the Sage of Amorta, my master ought to know the truth about their office. You can ask him to tell you what he knows. The more information we have, the better prepared we'll be for whatever happens there.
If this situation is connected to the real Temple of Silence, the emblem has to be part of a bigger conspiracy.
Kale, could I trouble you to send a message to the Core of 30? Tell them to keep an eye out for Sino and Cyrus. Traveler, Paimon, you two come with me. We'll go after Sino.
Alright, yes sir.
Sounds like a plan.
I will
Let's
help
go.
you.
Cyrus has been living in the city lately. He rented a place near the field.
Whoops, sorry.
Then let's go look for him there.
Alright. Right, true, there are fields over there, I remember that. Oh, perfect, straight into the cutscene.
Here we are. This is the place.
Huh, we might be
Where's
too
the
late.
dialogue?
Looks like nobody's home. Oh, Sino moves fast. If he was here, he's probably long gone by now.
I know that voice.
Is that
Oh.
Kainari I hear?
Look at that.
Ah,
Who's over there?
Professor Zahahadi!
Wow, so it really is you. My
So are they
goodness,
dating in the end?
whatever is going on
That's all right.
tonight?
We're looking for Sino. So, he's already been here.
Yes, not long ago, in fact. He knocked on my door and asked if I'd seen Cyrus today at all. I told him the old fool left early this morning, and I hadn't heard him
Oh.
come back. So we went to his place, and would you believe it? He's gone. Goodness
Fuck,
knows where
where's he
to.
gone?
It must have alarmed Sino, because he took off in an awful hurry after that. He never did explain what this was all
So
about.
in the end, Cyrus did something
How serious is it?
criminal?
Well, if Cyrus isn't at home... Oh, it sure doesn't sound good.
Professor, did you hear that a student recently tried to extort Cyrus?
Why, yes. When I left the house that day, I noticed he was watering his flowers in the field in complete silence. He had a piece of paper clutched in his hand, and he looked lost in thought. I could tell something was troubling him, but he wouldn't tell me what it was. If Sino hadn't happened to visit him that day, he'd probably still be holding on to that thing.
Oh.
After seeing the letter, Sino told him to contact the Corps of 30, but Cyrus was very reluctant. He claimed it would only damage his reputation. Eventually, he relented, after much persuasion from Sino.
Huh?
Oh.
Cyrus didn't want to report it? Well, that's strange. When we saw him, he seemed pretty okay with the idea of the kid getting his just desserts.
As a former
Yeah.
sage, it's possible Cyrus still has enemies at the academia. That's why
Oh.
Sino was so insistent that he report the matter to the authorities. I was there while they were going back and forth over it.
So Cyrus
see.
initially hoped to stop this from going public. But why?
Maybe because of the summer? He reported it was because Sino forced him to, which means Cyrus must know something about the Temple of Silence.
Dear, what on earth
That
has
makes
that old
sense, yeah.
fool gotten himself wrapped up in? Oh, I do hope he's not in danger.
I kind of
Oh,
fear that
I
he
almost
is.
forgot. Sino left me this letter to pass on to you. He
Oh.
wrote it when he came by earlier. He realized you might come looking for him.
Thank you.
Alright, let's see.
What does it say? Let Paimon take a look.
My friends, this is a rather complicated state of affair. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose more than that. I ask you to understand and accept that I had to act alone at this stage. Don't come after me. What? But who wanna help
My
you?
friends, this is a rather complicated state
Alright,
of
I
affair.
guess, yeah.
Unfortunately,
She's,
I cannot
so-
disclose more
saying
than
it out
that.
again.
I ask you to understand and accept that I had to act alone at this stage. Don't come after me.
Yep, that sounds like Sino. Thank you, Professor. Please do not worry. We will do all we can to protect both Sino and Cyrus.
Yep.
Traveler, Paimon, let's head to the academia and regroup.
Time to make a strategical redraw.
Next
on the
agenda.
Redraw, what am I saying? What? Oh, underneath me. Still underneath me. Damn it. There was an entrance. At least I thought there was an entrance. I gotta get further down then. Ah, there it is. Don't mind me just disturbing the peace in here. Oh no, oh no. Ooh, that was close. I almost switched the language of my keyboard. 12 days left. I see. Yeah, I totally forgot to check if there are any rewards in my mailbox again. Nope. Alright. That's okay. I can still grind some more. Maybe I can get her.
You're here? I thought you were going after... Ah, I guess you lost their trail.
We went
Kinda.
to Cyrus's house. No one was there. Sino got there before us, but he was long gone by the time we arrived.
He didn't say where he was going?
No, he left us a letter and told us not to go after him.
Itinerary shares what you learn from the
Can't say I'm
hardy.
surprised.
Typical Sino. Anyway,
Yep,
some
what
updates
can you
on
expect?
progress on our end. I drew the emblem from memory again, but in more detail this time.
Oh, alright. Yeah, that's some fancy drawing.
I checked some ancient texts for a similar design. The one I found was a little blurry, but the similarities in the general form and certain details were clear enough to confirm a match.
Yeah, and we're lucky we found anything at all. It turns out the emblem was all but lost to history. We scoured the entire Academia collection, and that book was the only one with a record of the motif.
Meanwhile,
Interesting.
Arav managed to get Uraka to disclose his source. The one who told him about Cyrus's embezzled funds was a young man from the desert. According to
from
Uraka,
the desert.
he had a striking presence and was well educated.
Apparently, the two met in the tavern over a game of cards. The guy claimed to be in the city for business as part of a merchant caravan. Uraka was intrigued when he heard what his new acquaintance had to say and brought up the idea of extorting Cyrus for Mora. The guy encouraged him to go ahead with it, then handed him some pen and paper
man.
to write the letter.
I
So
see.
that's where you got the paper
So
from.
it could be that this person planted the paper intentionally.
So, how do we find this guy? Did Uraka say where he is?
He doesn't know. He claims
Yeah,
not to
that's
have
what I
seen him
thought.
since that day in the tavern. The man gave him some tips on how to carry out the extortion, but from then on, Uraka was acting alone.
Nephis and Arav have gone to meet the Core of 30 and review the city's entry and exit records. Also, Nephis admitted that the Temple of Silence in the Academia is just a facade. The
Oh.
true Temple of Silence once came to the rainforest to establish a collaboration with the Academia. But, as time went by, the sages gradually became corrupt and foolish. The Temple of Silence felt that they could no longer trust the Academia and ended the partnership.
Understandable.
They retreated back to the desert about 400 years ago.
Oh,
Ever
that's a
since its
pretty long
inception,
time ago.
the Temple of Silence has been the guardians of King Deshret's civilization and belief system. They traveled throughout Sumeru, sequestering and guarding any wisdom that posed a threat to the people's livelihoods. At its roots, it was a legitimate and reputable organization whose purpose was to guide people towards the right path.
The academia of the day knew that the split would damage their reputation if it became a matter of public knowledge. And so, they set up a dummy organization of their own to conceal the truth.
Not only that, but they managed to keep up the charade for
smart.
hundreds of years.
So how did Cyrus become acquainted with the true Temple of Silence if they left centuries ago?
I'll bet that's the question that bothered Sino. Probably why he went after him in such a rush.
Whoever is behind this, getting Uraka to extort Cyrus was only the first step of the plan. Their true goal in doing so was for Cyrus to see the emblem on the letter.
He must have recognized it right away. That'll be why he didn't want to involve the authorities. He
Makes
probably hoped to
sense.
take care of the whole thing by himself. Unfortunately for him, Sino had other plans.
Yep,
Since
he
the
noticed.
desert is where the Temple of Silence originated, that is in all likelihood where Cyrus went.
I have to go after him.
Really?
We have to go
Are
after.
you sure that's a good idea with how you respond to the heat? Why don't we send someone else?
I
That's
should be
true.
fine, as long as I bring plenty of water. Besides, I just can't shake this ominous feeling that if we don't catch up to them soon...
Everyone, I
Yes.
have news from the Core of 30.
Oh, alright.
Master,
Tell us.
Oh, so that's Nafis, Tainari's master? Oh, we're finally getting to meet him in person.
Hello there.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Traveler in Paimon.
Damn. Those are some
Several
big
independent
goggles.
eyewitnesses have reported seeing Cyrus and
Yes, I guess.
Mahamatra Sino leaving the city at different times. Both were heading in the direction of Caravan Rebot. I was going to suggest that you join forces with the Core of 30 in this case. However, As I'm sure you've already heard from Alhaitham and Kaveh, the Temple of Silence is involved.
Yep.
The Academia has made a number of decisions throughout history that I am ashamed to talk about. It may well be that no better choice was available to them, but those actions are nonetheless a stain on our legacy. I won't attempt to make you understand the Academia's perspective. Now is the time for action.
I understand where you're coming from, Master. But I'm afraid the situation might be more complicated than we thought. I think we need to keep a low profile, or risk making things worse.
Good point. If Cyrus is involved with the other side, or worse, if he's fallen into their hands, and...
Who knows what might happen?
Everyone, we have to get Cyrus and Sino back safely. We cannot afford to lose them.
We will do our utmost best to get them back.
Need our help? Whatever you need, we got you covered.
Really? Wonderful.
Yes.
You have my most sincere gratitude. Arav and I will continue to follow up on the lead from Uraka. Kaveh, Scribe Alhaitham, I'd like to ask you to cover the duties of the House of Dana.
I'm pretty sure that we'll do it with pleasure.
Tainari, you're planning to go into the desert, correct?
I am. Kaveh, I'll be okay. You stay behind to help Master and Alhaitham.
Well, if you're sure, okay. But be careful.
Thank you all. Arav, let's go.
You'd better get
Right.
moving. Don't forget to ask for help when you need it.
Will
Sure,
do.
we
Let's
won't
go,
forget that.
Tainari. Hopefully we can catch up with Sino before it's too late.
Knowing
Damn,
him, he's
why is it
probably covered a
so
fair distance
strong?
already. But we still have a shot. Let's take it.
Yeah. I only put it in first game. Why the close so strong? Let me just do it more like that. Should be fine. Now I got a bit of circulation going on in my room instead of it directly blowing over to me. This way it shouldn't get affected with the mic. Over here. Caravan. Oh, I need to drink something.
Okay, we made it to Caravan Ribat. Where should we go next? Maybe we should ask the nearby guards if they've seen anything.
Hold on.
Good idea.
Look over there.
Huh?
Is that
Well, look
You sure
who
you
it
want to
is.
brave the desert alone? I mean, it's your choice at the end of the
pretty
day,
sure I just saw
but
Sino too.
still.
It's not my first time.
Yes.
I'll be fine.
Sino.
If you're really going to go through with this, then at least take our advice. When you're packing for your trip, budget for 5 days more than you plan to spend out there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go get ready.
You never know. The desert is dangerous.
Thought we
Yeah,
might
look who
find
it
you
is.
here. You're trying to retrace Cyrus's steps, aren't you?
Didn't I tell you not to come after me? I thought I had a good lead on you.
Nope.
Sorry, but we never agreed to that. Why would you go off on your own like this?
Nothing personal. It's just a complex situation. And I'd rather not involve anyone else if I can help it.
Oh, let us help
Takes
you.
a special kind of person to get Sino chasing them all the way out to Caravan Ribat.
Yeah.
But why so coy today, huh? You only gave us his age and description. Why can't you reveal his name? Is he Sumeru's most wanted or something? Oh, also,
No.
hey guys, it's been a while.
Yeah, hi.
Dia and Candace! So nice to see you. Actually, seeing all of our friends is the whole reason we're here.
You're
Seen
looking
quite a
well.
lot of you
Glad to
guys.
see it.
Yeah, thanks.
Candace and I came to Caravan Ribat on business. We ran into Sino as he was asking about some elderly gentleman's whereabouts. Some
Wow.
people say they saw him. Guess he stood out as an older guy heading into the desert alone with just a sumpter beast in tow and very few supplies.
Oh.
That's gotta be one heck of a story there.
Sino, it's okay if you can't tell us anything about the case. But let us know how we can support you.
Yeah, there
We're
must be
here
a
to
way we
help
can help
however
you.
you need. The more people we have working on this, the quicker we'll be able to find the person you seek.
No, it's not that simple. If I'm right, he'll be doing everything he can to avoid us.
We spoke with ZZZ. From what she said, it's pretty clear that he wants to try and solve this on his own. It won't be easy trying to find him in the desert when he's deliberately trying to cover his tracks.
It seems
Sounds
like
like
he
this is
can't get
far
that
more
far away if
complex
he
than
doesn't
we
have that many
imagined.
supplies.
Still, if he started from Caravan Rebot, the chances are that his route took him past Aru village. You may as well ask if anyone there has seen him.
That's actually a good idea.
My thanks to you both.
Guess we
Once
can
this
do
is
that.
resolved, I will find a way to repay you.
Ah, come on. No need to get all serious. Just buy a round of drinks next time we're all in the city or something.
Well,
That's a deal.
I wouldn't mind
All
that.
right, so,
Getting a free
you all
drink.
set?
Yes, we'll handle it from here. Thank you again for your help. I don't take it for granted.
All right, then we'll leave you to it. Just remember, if you change your mind and need some reinforcements, we'll be here.
And don't think
Alright.
you'd be imposing.
You
You can
remember that?
depend on us.
Wouldn't mind
Don't
seeing you
worry,
guys
we'll
again.
keep him out of trouble.
Been ages. Phew, alright. Aru village. Yeah,
Hold on. There's a few things I'd like to clear up.
oh,
Go on.
what is it?
So, after you left the campsite, we had a longer talk.
Clearly, we've only scratched the surface of the Temple of Silence question. It doesn't surprise me at all that the one in the academia is a fake.
Do you have any connection with the Temple of Silence?
I do.
Oh,
I trust you're all aware of the spirit that gives me my power. Hermanubis, the original
Yeah.
founder of the Temple of Silence. Due to my
see.
unique constitution, I was put through a number of trials in the desert when I was younger. Later, I met the professor, and he brought me to Sumeru City. But my memory of that time is hazy. I can't recall much. It's a good thing that Kaveh noticed
reminds
the
me of
emblem on the
that
letter.
fan-made animation of
Without
Sino where he
that,
was fighting
I
against
don't know if we
different
would have connected the dots and
enemies
realized
as
there
a
was more
test,
to
I
this
think.
case than mere extortion. I did not recognize that symbol at all. Whether that's because I've never seen it, or because my memory fails me, it's hard to say.
Yeah, you're right. Thank goodness for Kaveh, and for Alhaitham's diligence during his time as acting Grand Sage.
But Cyrus must have recognized it right away, right? Otherwise, he wouldn't have had any qualms about you reporting it.
That's true.
Oh, maybe his connection to the Temple of Silence goes even deeper than yours.
I suspect so too. Professor has never once mentioned the Temple of Silence in conversation. And whenever the conversation turns to Hermanubis and the concept of spirit indwelling, he avoids going into any depth.
Yeah, okay. He's
Well,
clearly hiding
speaking of
something.
avoiding things, you do realize, don't you, now that we've caught up with you, you're stuck with us for the rest of the way?
That's true, buddy.
I am aware. And I have accepted it. Or rather,
Nice.
I don't see how I could manage to ditch you en route. So, I might as well accept that you're coming with me.
That's
Good
right.
choice.
Fact is, we're coming with you whether you like it or not. So the best option now is to try to look out for each other.
Yeah, you can get rid of us.
Fair enough. Then at least let me buy you a drink once we're back in the city.
Works for me.
Sure.
All right, off we go. Let's start by seeing what the guards here can tell us.
Let's see if he knows anything.
Hello.
Mahamatra Sino?
I'm looking for
In
someone.
the flesh.
So I'd like to confirm any recent foot traffic in and out of Aru village.
Sarah describes Sarah's appearance and provisions.
A man matching that description passed by Aru village not too long ago.
Ooh,
He
jackpot.
stopped by to load up on food and water and feed his sumpter beast, then he was on his way.
Where was he going?
Let me think. He took a seat by the entrance of the village for a while and had a brief chat with the person who came to deliver the water. He said he was headed somewhere near an oasis, but he didn't mention which one. Do you have a map?
That might be
I can mark out the
problematic.
direction he was heading and the best routes to any nearby oases.
I have
Oh,
one.
that would
Mark
be
away.
nice.
Great.
Quite a lot of sumpter beasts here.
There you go.
Alright, let's see.
Thank you so much. You were a great help.
You've got a really good memory.
Ah, you're quite welcome. Just doing my job. Best of
Indeed,
luck.
yes, the
I
village
hope you
guard.
find him soon.
Alright, let me see. So we went this direction. Yeah, this is an oasis nearby. I think I'm gonna take this teleporter for it.
We're way behind schedule.
Yeah, I think I could get my rewards by now. Perfect. Yoink. Ah shit, got noticed. Well, let me just run over there. It's not like I can do anything.
Next on the
Anyways.
agenda.
Oh, I see a tent. I see someone. Okay, more than one person actually.
Hold on. I see some people over there.
All unknown people
Do you
though.
think it's
Not
safe to
Cyrus.
ask them what they know?
Should be. I'll go.
Oh,
No. I'll do it.
alright, buddy. Knock yourself out.
Huh? Why can't Sino go talk to them? What difference does it make?
Given my background, appearance, and the way I dress, I might not be the most welcome visitor here. Just in case, it's probably better to let a more neutral party handle things.
Makes sense, I guess.
Ah,
Oh,
hello there. I hope I'm not interrupting. My friend and I are looking for an
nice
elderly man who's
clothing.
gone missing around these parts. Any chance I could ask you a couple of questions?
who are
Oh,
you?
a missing person, huh? Sure. What do you want to know?
I'm just wondering if you've seen him. Let me give you the details.
Oh. So who is that
So,
person?
a silver-haired guy in a long robe, culture type with thoughtful eyes, and he's traveling alone.
He'd stand out like a sore
Damn.
Yeah, sounds like the kind
Well,
of guy
thank
we'd
you for
remember
following
if we saw him.
XY Blood,
He's
but
looking behind me.
please keep it in English. Thank you very much. Finally got a new milestone reached.
Your
Damn.
friend over there stands out a lot too.
Did not expect that now. Alright, let me...
Hey, aren't you Sino, the General Mahamatra?
Yes, that's me.
see.
You don't seem surprised that I recognized you.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, you're the one looking for the old man who's gone
Alright.
missing. All right.
About this guy.
Jeez, that's pretty loud.
Someone's on edge. You don't trust me much, do you? No need to hide it. I understand why
Hope
you're
having a
wary
good
of
time
this.
here.
Still, you came to us asking for help. Do you want it or not?
I thought you were a group of merchants. Seems I was mistaken.
Your henchmen don't look like much, but something tells me they put up a better fight than most mercenaries.
I mean, they didn't seem very happy with the fact that we
Hear that,
arrived there.
guys? You're my henchman
Awesome.
now.
Suits me.
Electro.
As long as I
Alright.
get paid for
We
it.
got an Electro,
Just cut to the chase already. I'm running out of patience.
Jeez. Chill out, man.
All right. Come with me. All of you.
Well, where are you taking us?
Don't you want to find your friend?
Silver-haired,
sure.
long robe, culture type with thoughtful eyes? Sounds like there's a whole other side
crocodile?
to Cyrus I didn't know about.
So you know where he is?
I'm just gonna ignore the
Just
fact that there's a
follow me.
crocodile then.
I'll take you to him.
Or an alligator? Not sure right now. Well, let's see where he's bringing us then. Oh.
And here.
Here?
What? Where are you looking? There's nothing here.
Please step back.
Okay.
Whoa, something's
Wait,
coming out of the
what?
ground.
Huh? Oh, I did not
What is
expect
this
that now.
enormous building doing here?
And how was it so well hidden? King Deshret's technology?
Huh.
Wait, so... Hold on, who are you guys really?
Is this the Temple of Silence? So you're a member?
All
So
good
it
questions.
appears,
There'll be plenty of time to address
guess.
them later.
Let's check out this secret temple. What's going on in here?
This is not what Paimon was expecting to find in the desert, especially not hidden right next to an
That's a big
oasis.
place. Where's that store, man?
Ooh, Paimon's scared.
Don't be, I'm with you.
They must have kidnapped Cyrus. Do you think this is the guy Rocka met in the tavern?
You think so?
What's wrong? Thinking about your professor?
I just hope for your sake you haven't done anything you might regret.
I hope so
Me too.
Otherwise I gotta
Hope I
wait to
haven't
say
done
too.
anything to incur your wrath.
Footprints sunk beneath the sands.
Next on the agenda.
Oh, that looks so cool. So mysterious. Not symmetrical. They didn't mirror the figures. Actually, this one is moving forward and this one... Oh, okay, it's the same but not mirrored. Would have been nicer.
We're way behind
Oh, well.
schedule.
Don't mind me. I just got my symmetry ticks going on. Nope, fancy door. Oh,
Healthy body, healthy mind.
alright. A lot of books. Wait, how do you even get up there? How do you expect me to read those books up there? You actually just climb up? Or there's a ladder somewhere around? Huh.
Alright, you can wait here for now.
Wait,
I'll
what,
inform our
wait?
leader that you've arrived at the Temple of Silence. Sit tight until he comes to greet you.
Okay, I guess.
So he's just gonna leave us here unattended?
Let's snoop around.
Maybe we're not
Find
being
something
kidnapped
nice.
after all.
They can't have been at the oasis by chance. They were waiting for us. Whoever the leader is here, they were obviously counting on us showing up.
Oh, so they're smart.
So this is the Temple of Silence. After leaving the rainforest, they hid themselves here?
Oh. I guess
Hey,
we
look,
can
that guy's coming
continue.
back.
Don't worry, someone will come and call for you soon.
What's your
Alright.
name?
Please. At least tell us what to call you.
Sorry, guess I was so delighted to see you, I forgot to introduce myself.
Delighted,
My name
alright.
is Sethos. I'll be here if you need me,
Sethos.
but I'm not
Interesting.
planning on answering all of your questions. Other than that, you can occupy yourselves however you see fit.
So we're free
So we
to
can just
explore by
read the books.
ourselves.
Yep. I mean, I'm not worried about you running off. Cyrus is here. And unless I've misunderstood, you're all quite anxious to see him again.
Yeah.
He's right.
Alright, let's just read
Well,
some books.
if we've got some time. We might as well take a look around.
Wait for a bit and talk to everyone. Hello, Sethos.
Hey, Sethos. Have you got some time to chat?
Sure.
Alright.
Although, I'm assuming by chat, you mean you have questions for me?
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
How did you
Anyone
know,
else would-
man? How did you know? Alright, so, you get a lot of people asking you questions.
Not often. The Temple of Silence is a place of quiet and solitude. We don't get too many visitors.
So, you were the one who tricked Raka, right?
Yes, that was me.
Oh man.
Although, tricked is a stretch. He was asking everyone in the tavern about ways to make some easy money. He insisted that nothing was off the table, even if it broke the law. So, I told him that Cyrus had embezzled a large sum of mora from the desert.
So you framed Cyrus for a crime that he did not commit?
No. That's not entirely true.
Wait,
Let me
what?
jog your memory. The letter just said that he had uncovered Cyrus's secret. It didn't say what secret that was.
So, okay. Did you tell him to use that wording?
Of course. Raka was a great accomplice, really. Very cooperative with a little bit of wine in him. Did exactly what he was told. And not much of an original thinker, though. It doesn't surprise me that he struggles academically.
Why did Cyrus leave for the
he didn't even
desert
know.
as soon as he received the letter?
The old lady.
You'll have to ask him that one yourself. Certain things I can't answer for him. I'm neither judging nor defending him. All you need to know is that he recognized our emblem, and it was his own choice to take the bait.
So, do you know Sino?
What kind of question is that? He's the General Mahamatra. Everyone in Sumeru knows who he is.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Right,
Yeah.
but back at the Oasis, you can't have known who he was for sure, or you wouldn't have asked him. So, what we're really asking is, have you never seen him in person before?
True.
I've lived in the desert my whole life. Guess you could say I've never had the pleasure.
Ugh, why does
Alright.
Paimon feel like this
Well.
guy's not being straight with us?
Come on, we've only just met. If I give you all the answers up front, you'll have nothing left to look forward to.
I mean, it makes sense since he always was in the desert, he never got to the academy. Yeah? Alright, that's all I wanted to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Right, just an Okay, he just me. So no, he's being mean to me.
I never imagined that the true Temple of Silence would be hidden somewhere like this. We've passed through these parts before, but never noticed anything.
That's
Well.
King Deshret's technology for you, I guess. It borders on the miraculous. Amazing to think that it's been preserved intact all this time.
We should be
that is
wary of our
impressive.
hosts. Still, at this point, we can be confident that the professor is safe and sound, so that's something.
Yeah. Oh, it's finally time. Alright.
Ah, here he is.
Oh, who is you? Okay, I guess she's just going with us then. Oh, another person just spawned in there. So I guess there are more than just a few. So many more books. Wait,
Grandfather,
is he wearing a mask?
the person you wish to see is here.
Well done, Sethos.
Bamu.
Greetings, one and
Oh,
all.
I hear my
I
Christmas alarm
am
clock going off
Bamoon,
again.
the current leader
Need
of the
to send that
Temple
thing
of
off.
Silence. I know why you are here, and I thank you for your patience. Bring him
Alright,
out.
so him. That's kind of mean.
Professor!
Cyrus, are you okay?
Oh. Hey, yo, whoa, chill.
Watch what you're doing!
Oh, my apologies. We have no intention of causing you distress. But you must understand, Cyrus is of great importance to us. We had to find a way to bring him back to us.
Oh.
Cyrus
Why?
owes me his life, and to the Temple of Silence, he owes a debt of gratitude. I let him go a long time ago, but now, the time has come to demand payment.
I wanted to end my feud with this old bag of bones before you caught up with me. But you got here so quickly. Just leave, Sino. This is a matter between us two old men. You're all too young to get involved.
So that's why you didn't want to report the letter. You'd made up your mind to come here from the beginning. You only left in such a hurry to try and throw us off your trail.
Some things in life catch up with you, no matter what you do. You shouldn't have come. That alone brought the others.
Sino didn't
Well,
make us do
we are here
anything.
now.
We came here for the same reason he did.
That's
To
true. He
rescue
just wants
you.
to rescue you.
We'd appreciate you telling us the truth. Otherwise, it seems a little unfair on everyone who had to stay behind.
My secrets are secret for good reason. Bringing them to light can only lead to misfortune.
You're afraid, aren't you?
A bit too late now.
You can't bring yourself to speak of your past deeds to the students you nurtured as if they were your own children. You recognized our emblem because for many years you lived among us. Indeed, you all but became one of us. You
So
knew
he's
as
also
soon as you
part of
saw the letter that we, not
those.
Uraka, were the ones speaking to you. It threatened you only because you know what you did. Your own guilt convicted you. For you, Cyrus, are a traitor. You once shared your learning with us, and joined us in our mission to revive the might of Hermanubis, to bring new hope, new opportunity. But then, you betrayed us. You bargained for your independence with your past contributions. And then you left, taking with you Hermanubis' might and the wielder of his power. We both know what I said to you that day. And as the leader, I grant you permission to leave. But that one day, the sands of time will catch up with you. And when that day comes, you must pay the price you owe.
You really know how to hold a grudge.
Hermanubis'
Gee.
might? And the wielder of his power?
Does he
No.
mean you?
Yep.
Professor, anything to say?
The moon is right. I came here once before. He rescued me from the brink of death once, many years ago in the desert. When he learned that I was a scholar, he invited me to come here and revive the might of Hermanubis together. It was a great, daring plan, and one shrouded in secrecy. The Temple of Silence had been bereft of Hermanubis for too long. The strength of its faith and its warriors were waning. Bamoon proposed that we implant bar fragments, shards of Hermanubis, into the bodies of suitable vessels.
Experimenting with
Experiment
people,
was
oh man.
The spirit of Hermanubis would then dwell within the vessel. Many believers volunteered themselves for the experiment. But we soon discovered that the bodies of grown adults could not withstand Hermanubis' power.
So he also got
In the
a piece
end,
of his power?
Bamoon offered his own adoptive grandson. One other child was identified as a suitable vessel, and his parents agreed to release him into our custody.
Small fortune,
In
damn.
exchange for a small fortune.
Just gave up his
These two
child.
children were our only hope for hosting Hermanubis' power.
For many years, the Temple of Silence had been in possession of 2 Ba fragments from Hermanubis. As remnants of his raw power, they were exceedingly rare treasures. The test subjects were sent into a room that had been prepared for the ceremony and instructed to approach the Ba fragments, whose power had been amplified. If, after some time, this power did not repel them, this would mean that they were suitable vessels. The original plan was for a 3-stage experiment: resonance, implantation, and recovery and observation. The resonance stage went quite smoothly for both candidates. As the second stage began, I realized a decision had to be made. Should we implant the fragments one at a time? This would allow us to monitor the results after the first round and adjust our plan accordingly. Or alternatively, we could implant each fragment in a different vessel at the same time and compare their effects. But as I was deliberating, both Ba fragments suddenly became active.
Oh.
They glowed with a light we had never seen before. I knew that if they were not implanted right away, they would disintegrate and be gone from the world for good. Our 2 vessels had both displayed great promise by successfully resonating with the fragments. Under the circumstances, the thought of implanting both fragments into the same vessel seemed out of the question. To preserve our faith and our power, we implanted each of them with a single fragment.
They both got powers, no?
Ultimately, I ended the experiment and left, taking one of the children with me.
In recognition of your past contributions, I chose not to send someone to hunt down and kill you both. Your lives were spared, but I have paid a great price for your betrayal ever since. I have always wanted to see you, Sino. Losing you and your Ba fragment dealt us a devastating blow. We've been in decline ever since you left.
I see. So that's how I gained my power.
Look, in essence, I borrowed your Ba fragment for a decade or so. And now you are seeking justice. If you want to take my life, then so be it. I'm an old
Don't sacrifice
man
yourself.
now anyway. But you cannot lift a finger against Sino. He is the General Mahamatra. Your actions would be seen as a declaration of war against the Academia.
That's true.
I'm sure you don't remember anymore, dear Sino, but you've met us all before. You were so young then, when we all gathered around and celebrated the revival of our Lord. You and he, Sethos, you were our final hope.
You'd like me to return my power?
As a follower of Hermanubis, I have allowed this power to remain in the rainforest for far too long. Now, it is time to reclaim it.
That power
I don't think it won't be
is
that
not
easy.
yours to reclaim. Sino was chosen by the gods. You cannot take what they have bestowed.
You are wrong. Sino was chosen, but he was not the only one. My child, Sethos, has the same gift as he.
So those are your terms for freeing the professor?
Despise me all you want.
Gonna do it?
My sins are my own. The Temple of Silence is an innocent party. It is because of my foolishness all those years ago that the Temple's glory has waned. And now I must take responsibility for the decision I made back then.
So what you're saying is, the power of one Ba fragment is not enough? You're asking me to return the one in my possession, so it can be implanted in him instead?
Divine power causes great suffering to those who wield it. How do you know that Sethos would be able to withstand it?
He is no longer a small child. But regardless, this burden is ours to bear. And your objections
No, it is. I mean, he's literally going to have it inside of him.
Long ago.
Both my heart and mind are telling me that what you are proposing is a terrible idea. However,
No, don't do
Listen
it.
to him, Sino. That power is no more yours to give than it is his to take. You have to understand.
I know. But if this is a question of your freedom versus a fragment of power, then there is nothing to debate.
Sorry to
Oh,
interrupt,
man.
but in my view, there are a number of contentions here that still need addressing.
Oh,
Say that Sino refuses to return his power, and you also refuse to release Cyrus. Then, we are at an impasse. I find it hard to believe that you went to all this effort without planning for that possibility. You're
no, that's
trying to gauge
true.
where we stand while keeping your remaining cards close to your chest. Well, my stance is, put the rest of your cards on the table. Then we can have a discussion.
Wait,
Right.
those ears.
Oh,
So, we have a descendant of the Valukashuna in our midst.
those nice ears.
Splendid. Fate smiles upon us after all. Everything we have longed for, Hermanubis will provide. Perhaps this very day we'll...
Oh. What just happened? Is he sick?
Why is he coughing so much? He looks like he's in really bad shape.
Yeesh. The woman's condition is critical. He must have been forcing himself to act strong. His eyesight must be failing him too, otherwise he would have noticed Hinari's ears right away. True. And those eyes are pretty
Take our
noticeable.
leader back to his room.
Sethos, you must...
Grandfather, I know what you wish to say. Leave this in my hands. I don't like to drag out conversations, so I'll just cut to the chase. Had
Alright.
Cyrus not stopped the experiment all those years ago, the plan would most likely have been a success. The wisdom of Hermanubis would have been ours. Still, it's no use talking about what ifs. We cannot change the past.
Indeed,
I'm
we
not
can
like my
only
grandfather. The Temple of
choose our
Silence
future
has a grand legacy and a sacred duty
and
to
live
fulfill.
with our past.
So it's somewhat inevitable for the leader to have an inflated sense of self. But I see things a little differently. I don't believe the temple has the same stature that it once did. Time has worn away at its prestige and changed things almost beyond recognition. So I'm not going to force your hand. You're all free to leave. Except for Cyrus. My grandfather gave him his chance once. And now I'm giving the rest of you yours.
Oh man.
You have courage and wise judgment, kid. Reminds me a lot of Bamoon in his younger years. I truly wish that the temple would take an objective look at the academia of today. You've been to the city yourself. I'm sure you've seen
true.
that much
But
has
actually, yeah, he
changed
was
for
in
the
the city,
better.
man.
And things will only continue to improve. Why not consider cooperating with the academia once more?
If
I
you
would see
hadn't
that it
betrayed my
changed.
grandfather, I might well be open to persuasion. But it's a bit too late for that now, Cyrus.
Tainari made a good point earlier. He said there has to be more to your plan than this, and I agree. All you and Ba Moon are after is the Ba fragment. The professor will accept whatever fate you deem fit for him out of a sense of guilt. I am the one who has a choice to make. And that's how it was always going to be. Ultimately,
it's going to be the
you want to
choice.
trade the Ba fragment for the professor, correct?
I'm glad to see you're giving it some serious consideration.
I won't forsake my professor, nor do I intend to run from a problem that I must face sooner or later. Give me one night to make my decision.
No,
That
are you
works.
actually thinking about giving up your powers?
Then I'll be waiting to hear your verdict.
Oof.
Sino.
But I feel like that's actually not
my
going to
grandfather
happen.
still has a fair few things.
Oh shit. I did not mean to do that.
Are you sure about negotiating with him?
I need to think this through. Everyone, let's meet again later tonight. Until then, take some time for yourself.
Alright,
Alright.
well, don't put too much pressure on yourself, Sino. If you need any help working things out, just come and find us.
Okay, let's wait until night. Oh, actually not that long. Perfect. Ouch, my shoulder. Made a wrong move. Eh. Alright, it's better now. I'm gonna go over there. Oh, we got over there. Ooh, majestic. Hello there. Didn't notice you.
We're way behind schedule.
Ooh, open area. Lots of scrolls. The group gathers again at the agreed time.
I've taken some time to reflect on this. If I had to guess, Professor Cyrus came to the desert knowing that he would almost certainly never return. He's a stubborn man who tends to double down when he feels strongly about something. We won't get anywhere trying to convince him to escape.
I agree. My master Nephis says the same thing. Once Cyrus makes up his mind about something, he won't listen to reason.
So that's one thing. A few
So
other
he's a
things come
stubborn
to
old
mind
man.
too. You've heard all you need to hear about the Temple of Silence. So on that, I don't have anything to add. My own memories of this place are hazy though. Probably something to do with the overpowering presence of the Ba fragments.
Maybe.
That might explain why I suffered from constant headaches and fevers as a child.
Oh.
I do remember having some fleeting moments of profound emotion when vague images would appear in my mind. But I don't recall much, only bits and pieces. I was still young then, and all I could understand was that there was a strong will inside my mind. Thinking back on it now, I suppose it was Hermanubis' way of trying to encourage me, even if we couldn't communicate. The power that came to inhabit my spirit was probably one of the cornerstones of their whole faith. So if the will and might of Hermanubis is a real, intangible thing, and they are its rightful worshippers, then...
You're not gonna give in to their demands, are you? Surely there has to be another way.
Don't make any rash decisions, Sino. There must be another way.
No. I have no intention of returning it.
Alright.
I need this power to protect Sumeru. But the temple has the right to make the final decision over its fate, since it belongs to one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret. So I will challenge them head on, and win the right to wield this power for myself, fair and square.
Fight, so...
This reminds me of something Alhaitham mentioned to me just before we left. He said that the Temple of Silence was originally founded by the ruling elite of the day. Traditionally, such organizations are bound by a strict and ancient code of nobility. Kaveh has made similar observations about the desert tribes from his work trips there. He says many of them have their own internal rules. They talk about the importance of never dishonoring their tribal bonds, or the rules laid down by their ancestors.
To our favor.
I think we could turn that to our advantage. Go back to them with a proposal of our own.
Wow, and just like that, we've turned the tables on them.
Looks like we have the same idea. Turn it back on them now while we still can, in terms that they cannot refuse. That's how we win this.
That sounds good to me.
Great. And I know just how to start the conversation. Let's go find Sethos. We'll tell him that I know a thing or two about medicine and would like to take a look at his grandfather's condition.
Let's see. I guess we're gonna blackmail. Oh, okay, we can't actually destroy stuff. It's been funny. Alright guys, we're coming back. Yeah, right, he's inside his rooms right now. Not at the throne.
Sethos, let's talk.
Yes.
Have you made up your mind?
We'll get to that, but first, I have some degree of medical training, so I was wondering if you might let me take a look at your grandfather?
I have no objections, although we do have our own doctors here. I doubt you'll be able to tell us anything we don't already know.
Only one way to find out.
Only one way to find out.
Hey.
Follow me. Keep your voices down. We don't want to disturb him.
Shinori takes out his medical kit and performs a basic medical exam for Bamoon.
Let's talk outside. Bamoon has fallen into a deep coma, and his prognosis is quite grave. I'm sure that your physicians have come to the same conclusion. He appears to have sustained a serious injury in his youth, which has been exacerbated over the years by the heavy burden of work and now by the effects of old age. Regretfully, I must inform you that, based on what I've seen with patients in a similar condition, he doesn't have long left. A few days at most.
Yeah. I've known for a long time.
You're his heir, aren't you? You clearly have a lot of respect for the man. But you also see things differently. You have a broader range of concerns and a more pragmatic approach. So tell me how we can end this on your terms. Let's find a way to bring all this to a resolution while Bamoon is still alive to see it. That's what really matters to you. I know it.
Yeah, there's no time to waste here. You know that better than anyone.
That's true.
You know, the two of you are actually in a very similar predicament right now. Both of you have a very different perspective from the men who raised you.
Right. And you didn't create this situation. They did, but somehow you've ended up having to make the tough decisions.
You're right. We both look at this problem very differently than the people we inherited it from. I accept, Sino.
Oh.
This all began because of Hermanubis. So let's end it with the rite he himself created. Legend has it that when Hermanubis first arrived in Tuletula, he sparred with the city's residents. He and his two companions proved their mettle by fighting over several days, winning the support of many fine people.
So
that group of supporters were some of the first members of the Temple of Silence, and the sparring matches were enshrined as one of our founding rites, the rite of duels. That's where it all began.
Sounds very fitting. I'm in.
What's we gonna do?
As a fellow vessel of Hermanubis, your ties to the Temple of Silence run deep. So I will permit you to participate in this rite, along with your chosen companions.
3 against 3. Sounds good.
Wait, who are the other two we're
However,
fighting against?
I have some additional terms. As the challengers, you must win all 3 of your fights to win. And Sino, both of us must put
Wait,
our
so
bar
Sino could get
fragment on the
another
line.
bar fragment then?
The winner takes them both. Letting Cyrus leave with one of the Ba fragments was a mistake, made by my grandfather out of pity. It is a long-standing issue that must be addressed for the Temple of Silence to move forward. I can make no concessions on that front.
None needed. We're on the same page. If I win, the Temple of Silence must release Cyrus, and consider this past dispute resolved. If you win,
seems like a fair deal.
I'll return my power to you.
It's a deal. Then let's meet at the ceremonial hall tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock.
Alright. How are you feeling, Sino? Nervous? I wonder if it's going to be like a fight or a cutscene.
Well, after how that went, there's definitely no turning back now.
There never was.
Oh,
turning
my arm
back
was
hasn't
bugging
been an
again.
option for me since the moment the professor slipped away to return to the desert.
You have to win. You need this power, both as General Mahamatra and for yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Besides, it stayed with you ever since you were a small child. Surely that's a sign it thinks of you as its rightful owner.
True.
Both as General Mahamatra and for myself. Yeah, when you put it that way. I've had to overcome a lot to tame this power and claim it for myself. Not everyone could have done that.
Exactly.
Let's not get sidetracked. We gotta focus on winning. And we'll have to see through
The
this
Traveler and I will never
Oh.
lose.
Reading.
And neither
Yes,
shall I.
we never lose.
The desert
We
was
are
home
the
to
winning
an
team.
ancient and great civilization that, for a variety of reasons, fell out with the civilization of the rainforest. It's just as Dia said. Prejudice has pushed people apart. But there must be personal factors at work here too. I can't shake the feeling that Bamun cares for many more things than he lets on. And I don't think that Zethos is any kind of villain. He's just doing what he thinks is best. Tomorrow, everything will be resolved.
Alright. Judgment Day. The next day. Time skip. There we go. And there we are. Ooh, pretty far away. Well, just a few hundred meter. Guess it's another room again that we haven't been to yet. Oh, never mind. Is it the throne room?
We gather
Oh no,
on
it's
this
actually a
day
different
to
room.
perform once more the rite
Dwan-
of duels, with the greatest of
Dwanry?
all sages,
Dwanry?
Lord Herman Nubis, as our witness, for his power and authority is present in our midst. This is our most sacred of ceremonies, and no disruption from the audience shall be tolerated.
Yeah, that was out.
It is incumbent upon all to observe the duel with the utmost respect and reverence throughout the proceedings. Representing the Temple of Silence, the Defenders.
Grandfather, you're here.
Damn.
A right
I guess he
of
barely
duels
made it.
after all these years. I am surprised by your decision, Zethos.
I know what I'm doing,
He's
Grandfather.
gonna see it through the end.
Just leave it to me.
All the way. To the end.
Representing the Academia, the Challengers.
Ready.
That's our name.
We will
Alright.
fight to have our voices heard.
Warriors, take your positions and decide on the order of battle. We come not to debate what brings our challengers here, nor what will become of the defeated duelists. Duelists, the might of Herman Nubis himself is at stake here. Now, fight. Fight until the rightful victor is proclaimed.
I go first.
Are you sure?
I'm sure we want to keep our morale
I
up.
agree. She's very strong. Sending her out first will
Yes.
definitely intimidate the opposing side.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
then you're second.
Sure.
We have decided.
So have we. Let's begin.
Duelists of the first bout, please step forward.
I wonder when we upgraded from it also to that one. Leave it to me.
Don't forget, safety first. Hey,
What?
you there. You better play
Is it
nice
just
with her.
burps?
Paimon will make you regret it.
Little bit too much chatter from the audience over there.
What you got against that, man? She's allowed to say something. I hope that's not like a tag team that can heal the other. Nope, okay, actually, if you beat them, they're beaten.
A swift end to the first bout.
With
I now
challenges
invite the
and stuff like that.
duelists of the
Nice
second
bow,
bout
man.
to please step forward. When you're both ready, you may begin.
Let's begin.
Am I gonna play him?
Watch out!
Oh, yeah. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me.
He drank plenty of water before the bout, so he should be fine.
Yes. He's hydrated. Oh damn, those are loading up fast. Wing, wing, wing. Okay, so when I use this, I get some loaded shots, like an ability to load my shots up faster. That's neat. Oh, there you are. Come on, one more. Easy. Alright, Sino. I believe in you. You can do it.
Thus ends the second bout. We will now move to the third bout. Duelists, please step forward.
I'm ready.
So am I.
This is the final stage of the rite. I remind you both that the terms you agreed upon in advance are binding. When you're both ready, you may begin.
Alright.
I am Sethos, vessel of Hermanubis, grandson of Bamoon, the leader of the Temple of Silence. For many years, we have kept our covenant with Lord Hermanubis by guarding the secrets of King Deshret.
Making quite the show now.
And even in our darkest hour, when we could not see a way forward, we chose not to abandon hope, but to embark on a brave new experiment so that we might prevail. We earnestly sought Lord Hermanubis' wisdom and power, longing to see his spirit and his light descend upon us. Now, I will fight to become the rightful wielder of that power.
I am Sino.
Good luck,
General
man.
Mahamatra
You're gonna
of the
need it.
Academia, student and successor of Cyrus, the sage of Spantamad. I fight in defense of my power, my professor, and my nation. And you,
That's sad, man.
I think you left some things unsaid. This is a sacred duel, and Hermanubis is watching. So bare your soul.
Oh.
Everyone, old and young, fit and frail, they're all waiting to see
Let's see
how
who's
this
the
duel
strongest
ends.
successor.
My grandfather is a wise leader. He is also known to be a ruler who is not afraid to get blood on his hands. I understand his beliefs well, and I know what he expects of me. But our faith has held us back for too long. After I grew up, I went to the rainforest once, and I saw for myself the people of the city. Times have changed. The people of Sumeru are happier and more free now than in the past. I thought about this as I stood at one of the tallest points in the city, gazing down at the streets below. Then I thought of you,
Well said.
Sino. You and I both wield the same power, yet the lives we lead could not be more different. Each Ba fragment of Hermanubis stands for something different. Might, glory, and one of many other secrets that have yet to be revealed. I once thought that the nature of our fragments must be what makes us so different from one another. But
No.
maybe it's that you've found your answer, and I am still searching for mine.
I am
Alright.
more than just a warrior. I am my own
Ooh,
person.
my PC's pretty warm.
Exactly.
The name Hermanubis has left its mark on both of us, shaped the course of our lives. We are his vessels, and yet we are more besides. So show me
Yes.
your answer, Sino. Show me I can be more than my faith, more than the power I wield. Show me the person I can become.
And with that, it may begin.
Bring it on!
Cutscene! I mean cinematic, let's go! That won't be enough. Ooh.
That's all you've got? What happened to searching for your answer?
Nope. I guess you can like that. Stop the attack without the powers. Whoa. That's a cool fight. Come on, Sino, I'm rooting for you. Oh, sideswiped him.
Fight's over. Do you yield?
You won.
Well then.
Let's go.
Looks like you found your answer.
Sino! Woo. Question is, will he accept it? So that's how you remove it.
I give his glory to you.
Damn, Sino got 2 fragments now. Yo, what's happening? Ah, my eyes.
I've seen that light. That is the light of our Lord, the great Hermanubis, priest over all other priests. His spirit dwells within that lightning, and his will lives on. Once a warrior of Tynar, he emerged from the barren desert sands to serve the god king Al-Ahmar. After the death of the god king, Hermanubis gathered his followers and the Tynarian priests and led them to the city of Tule-Tula. There, they founded the Temple of Silence, and from that day forth, we became stewards of all knowledge that survived from King Deshret's civilization. Barely a century passed before war ravaged the desert. One by one, Eremite leaders took up arms against each other in battles that would devour what little remained of their civilization. Only the wise city of Tule-Tula was spared under the guiding hand of the Tynarians. But peace did not last. Coveting the knowledge of King Deshret, the beasts set their eyes on Tule-Tula. The king of Gurabad laid siege to the city and ordered the sages to surrender to him the Temple of Silence as proof of his victory. The ruling elite colluded with their oppressors, betraying the temple so as to hold on to their rule over the city.
But I guess he had
They
something
declared
else
that
in
the
mind.
knowledge guarded by the temple was the true cause of corruption. These were dark days, and we faced enemies on all sides. Our Lord had long since exhausted his strength, keeping the forbidden knowledge introduced by King Deshret at bay. To ensure the temple's continued survival, he broke his being into many pieces and began the ceremony of Hermanubis' legacy, bestowing his power upon his mortal followers. With this power,
also got
the
some
temple
powers
was
then?
able to defeat the tyrant's army. Yet, we were not hailed as heroes. Strange and unfamiliar as this power was, it struck fear into the people's hearts and drove them to reject us. In the end, the people of the temple and the Tule Tula Tainarians left the city for good and made their way to the rainforest.
Tainari the Tainarian.
What
Pretty
followed
name.
next was inevitable. The elite of Tule Tula fell and were decimated. War engulfed the desert. And we wandered from place to place, always in hiding, all the while keeping close watch over our secrets and staying true to our mission. Betrayal forced us out of the desert and into the forest. Then mistrust drove us from the forest into the desert once more. We have lived in exile for far, far too long. Yet, today, the Temple of Silence has borne witness to the glory of Hermanubis once more.
In the form of silence.
Thank you.
I guess he's passing away now. Yeah.
How is it? Do you feel okay?
Wonder if Seth has still got some kind of powers. Yep. He is gone. Time to pay him some respect.
Grandfather.
You, Seths, and the other members of the old temple bid farewell. The great hall, people gather around.
Hey, Sethos. You'll get through this.
I know. I just... I'll miss him.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I guess you were prepared for this. It's been a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, he's been on death's door for a very long time now. I think it was only through sheer willpower that he managed to hold on to this point. At least, he was able to see this chapter come to a close before he passed.
What's next for you?
Per my grandfather's last wishes, the Temple of Silence should submit to whoever possesses the largest number of Hermanubis fragments. That entitles you to be our new leader.
I don't think he wants to do that.
But that's never going to work, as I'm sure you realize. I'm the General Mahamatra. I am needed back at the Academia. I did foresee this possibility, and I gave it some thought. The fact is, I know next to nothing about the staff, records, and environment here. As such, I am ill-suited to be your leader.
Since it's going to be Sethos.
I believe the honor should go to you. Were it not for this duel, or indeed if you had other intentions, the Ba fragments would most likely be in your hands by now. I'm sure Bamun never meant for anyone but you to be his successor.
You really think so?
I do.
Yes.
Still, I didn't think Bamun looked very surprised by the final result. Perhaps he had an inkling that this would be the way things end.
Well,
maybe.
In any
he
case,
was a smart person.
Since the Ba fragments are with me now,
he could have
I
calculated
guess I can call the shots. Sethos, I would like you to succeed Bamun as the new leader of the Temple of Silence. You are more suited to the role than I, and I have complete faith that you will be an excellent leader. Just think of it as doing me a favor.
But doesn't that render everything that we've been through up to now meaningless?
No, it doesn't.
No.
This experience has allowed us to become friends, which means that the Academia and the Temple of Silence will become partners once more. That's a much bigger deal than you might think, Sethos. You said yourself, times have changed. You have to believe that things can change for the better here at the temple too.
I will try. To be honest, I couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
I can imagine that.
Part of me wonders whether Bamun's intentions from the very beginning was just to create enough pressure to force us towards a duel. That way, no matter who won, one of us would have to surrender our Ba fragment, and the power of Hermanubis would be concentrated in one single person. Had you won, the Temple of Silence would have doubled its strength. And were I to win, he correctly anticipated that I wouldn't suddenly drop everything to become the leader of the temple, much less integrate the temple into the Academia by force. He knew that the temple's future would depend not just on the guidance of Hermanubis, but the support of the Academia too. So he made it his responsibility to ensure his successor would be free from the burdens of the past. His plan meant that whoever ended up succeeding him, they would have an easier time interacting with the Academia. With one single letter, he lured out the professor. No matter what happened after that, it would result in a net benefit to the temple.
And here I thought the General Mahamatra wouldn't care for all these trivial details. You're absolutely right. Grandfather and I considered this from every angle. We had to find a way to mend our relationship with the Academia. In that sense, the right of duels was just a means to an end. Thank you for everything, Sino. As a gesture of our gratitude, to those that you and Lesser Lord Kusanali deem worthy, I will grant the honor of access to the Temple of Silence for their pursuit of knowledge.
Let's go.
The Temple
Free
of Silence
knowledge.
has a wealth of information on King Deshret's civilization, more than any other organization in existence today. In times when you need information that only we can provide,
Nahida would
we
love
will
to
be
see
here
one
to
of those
support
books
you.
too.
But you must be exceedingly careful with your selection of
Lisa too,
candidates,
probably.
lest you lead humanity to repeat the same mistakes. By the way, Tainari, my grandfather was so happy to see you. You are a descendant of the Valuka Shuna, and we are the heirs to the will of Hermanubis. The story goes that King Deshret chose the sage Hermanubis from among the Tainarians and appointed him as his familiar. He went on to fight many valiant battles with his Tainarian companions. They always stood by each other, from the founding of the Temple of Silence to the fall of Tuletula. The Tainarians who left Tuletula joined their human counterparts in the rainforest. A few centuries later, when some of the group returned to the desert, many of the Tainarians chose to stay and put down roots in the rainforest. In all likelihood, those were your ancestors.
How fascinating. My father once mentioned
I
that I
don't
was
even
named
remember
after the
anybody
Tainarians,
else who got those
but
ears.
I never knew that my forebears had such a history with the Temple of Silence.
I like this story.
Agreed.
By the way, has anyone seen Cyrus?
Yes.
Good argument.
Cyrus. You'll probably find him in my grandfather's room. He wouldn't show it in front of me, but I think he still has many fond memories of my grandfather.
If it's true that you and your grandfather really planned for everything to turn out this way, then I guess he didn't really resent Cyrus as much as he appeared to.
Who knows? Perhaps all of us. You, me, and Cyrus. We're all just pawns in my grandfather's plan to set things straight. He was awful like that.
Someone's got to make the decisions when history is at a crossroads. I will make a detailed report on all of this to Lesser Lord Kusanali, and arrange for an official delegation from the Academia to come and meet you in the desert. I'm sure you'll have lots to attend to in the days ahead. But once things return to normal, please come and visit the rainforest again.
Yeah, visit us. Maybe we
You
can
should stay
camp
for
together.
a few days this time and start to build some relationships. If we're going to work together, both sides have to get to know one
And
another
camp
better.
together.
I will. All right. Well, bye for now, everyone. I'll be
Alright.
seeing you.
Maybe
See
see
you
you,
soon. Come
Sethers.
hang out with us anytime.
Best of luck to you, Sethers. Wait, what? Wait. Was it enough so that I can do this now? Yes! Alright. Can finally... never mind. Wait, what? Go to the... Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, right, it starts over here. I forgot. Teleport? I guess over here. Hello, what is going on here? Look, it's Farazan over there. Do you think we should ask? I'm just glancing. The borrowing records gives me flashbacks to how awful that book was. How irritating. Farazan, what are you doing talking to yourself over there? I am Madame Farazan after all. It's not out of place for me to mull things over out loud, when you say? But in this case... never mind. Forget about it. Why the two of you suddenly decided to drop by? Well, about that... We had something about a party and didn't want to miss out. Colin told us that Sumeru's the place to be now. Apparently tons of interesting things are happening, so we thought we'd ask around. Any idea what she was talking about? Interesting things. What can I find interesting? Oh shit. I triggered accidentally. What? You really missed all that? Seriously? Nobody thought to tell me? Still, she said there was something big everyone's been talking about. Can you think of anything slightly more significant? More significant? Ah! Is something the matter, madam? Now that you mention it, it must be what I think it is. Recently, rumors have been going around about a certain book. That's a classic horror story opening. It's not some kind of forbidden tome or anything like that, is it? Forbidden tome? As far as I'm concerned, it might as well be. Tell me, have you ever read one of those really badly written detective novels? I unfortunately did. Tell me exactly, how bad was it? Oh, leave this to Paimon. For example, the type where you start off thinking it's a locked room under room murder mystery, but it actually turns out that the whole building was just moved. Bro, what? That's right. Well, it's supposed to be based on pure reasoning and logical deduction, but at the end, it turns out that the culprit has some kind of superpower. Bro. Exactly. Well, it starts out super serious, but in the second half just reveals that everyone lost their memories out of the blue. Yeesh. Oh, it's set in a mountain village in the middle of a snowstorm, and the police officer who's been portrayed as a serious figure throughout the whole story suddenly turns out to be the murderer, without even the slightest hint of foreshadowing. You're both being way too specific. Let's put down a gear. My apologies. Let myself get a bit carried away there for a moment. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I did borrow a book like that a few days past. Ah, so you borrow a badly written book. But that happens to be the best of us. That happens to the best of us. No, that's the problem. Blizzard swept mountain villages, superpowers, police officers who turn out the criminals. This book had it all. This book had it all, and more. Reading it was tantamount to torture. And despite how complicated it wasn't engaging in the slightest. But there have been all sorts of rumors circulating about this book because of the strange marks drawn all over the pages. People are saying that it must be concealing secrets. Do you think there's treasure involved? I'm not sure, but there must be many who believe so. Not only have more and more people been borrowing it, but they've all been specifically asking for the marked up copy. Have you borrowed it too? Yes, I have. As you well know, I'm a scholar, so it's only natural to have a bit of curiosity. So, just what secrets does the book at the center of the rumors actually hold? I read through carefully from start to finish. Most of the marks are circles, but the beginning and the end points of each stroke differ, as does the color of the ink used. Most importantly, all the names of people in the book have been circled. Not only that, many of them are adapted from famous figures in Sumeru's history. Some speculate that these marks must have been left by different scholars over the eras, each researching the book's secret, each searching for a name they believe in. Others believe that they are kind of notation made by different people belonging to the same organization, and that the names circled are their code names. Still, others think that it's some kind of encryption cipher, but even after finishing it, I came no closer to uncovering the mystery. Not only was reading it a complete waste of my time, but sheer absurdity of the shoddy excuse for plot several times over. I was so angry that I returned the book immediately. When I came to the house of Dina today, I found lots of people skulking around. I suppose they are still looking for that thing. No wonder you zone out like that. Paimon's guessing you won't be borrowing any more detective novels anytime soon. Indeed. Paimon, Eve. Traveler. Surely the two of you must understand how I feel. Don't worry, madam. I feel your frustration. And until that I have to drink something. Much better. What's the book called? We borrow it and take a look ourselves. It's called Reasoning Knows Not Time of Day, but Suspense Always Follows a Blizzard. Huh? Sounds more like the title of a light novel. Tell me about it. Anyway, read at your own risk. It truly is unbearably boring. Alright. Let's see where you can get it. But I guess for now we have to search for clues. Ooh.
Next on the agenda.
Alright. Who got something to tell me? Give me your knowledge. Give me your clues. Or I will be shimming on that blues. No. There's so many books with long titles here. Let Paimon have a look. Working hard and vacationing harder. What the heck? The art of construction of coffee machines. Who exactly reads these? Ow, that hurts. Secrets of the elemental sciences. The book jacket even says, expert approved. The former sage Cyrus praised this as an excellent entry-level book. Okay. And this one, a compilation and summary of common basic grammar rules for rare languages of ancient desert peoples. No payments, Dizzy. Just so many words. Come on, Paimon. You can learn 20 different... Oh. Huh? Is that Layla over there? You just ask her. She may know something. Yeah, that's true. So she might also have fallen asleep. Let's see. I think she's actually fallen asleep. Oh no, she's awake, never mind. Whoops. Eve, Paimon. It's been so... I'm still a bit tired. Didn't sleep well last night? I was reading a novel, so I stayed up late. It wasn't that detective novel that everyone's been talking about, was it? The one with the super long name? Oh no. If you're talking about reasoning knows not time of day, but suspense always follows Blizzard. Oh right, yes. No, it wasn't that one. Madame Farrison said it was really dull, so I didn't borrow it. Oh, so you're not that interested in the book's secret? I haven't been able to keep up with my own work, even though I'm up late all the time these days. But way more people have been interested in the book than I've ever imagined. Oh shit, 708, alright. Cave asked me the same question, so I must be looking for it too. He was even hiding behind a ladder before, looking for something. He looked really embarrassed. Huh. Searching for something, hiding behind a ladder. He must be after Mora. That's gotta be it. So he can hurry up and pay off his debt to... Wait, no. Let's just pretend Paimon didn't say anything. Layla, you're really sleepy, right? You must be dreaming this conversation. I didn't really get it anyway. But if you say so, it's a dream. Thank you. We'll keep on looking. Okay. See you next time. It's not often Layla falls asleep so quickly. Good for her. Paimon thinks we should ask Kevin now. If he's searching for the book, he must know something. But where is he now? Good question. But we can try hanging around where he might show up. There's a good chance he's there right now, right? Where exactly though? Alright, let me get to El Teleportare again. Downstairs. Oh, you mean maybe at home? At least I think this was their home. Do you ever think we seem like a pair of thieves? Hiding here to ambush Kaveh? It almost feels like we're here to extort him or something. I'm not sure why that is though. We just want to ask him a couple of questions, that's all. Don't make it sound like we're the baddies. That sounds like footsteps. Quick, let's take a look. Stop right there, Cat. Huh? Huh? Alhaita? What are you doing here? Good question. Surprising indeed. I was under the impression that you knew I lived here. I guess somebody forgot. Good morning. Good morning. What can I do for you? Nothing. Never mind. Oh? Goodbye then. That didn't work as planned. He just left. Does he have work to do or something? Footsteps again? They're heading towards the door. Stop right there, Kevin. Ah, what in the... What are you doing here? Good question. Surprising indeed. I was under the impression that you know the only reason we'd be here was if we are looking for you. Paimon, you don't sound like yourself. Looking for a certain book, by any chance? Wait, what? Here's the deal. You and Paimon Pulkavit. How am I supposed to read that text so fast? How is it you guys know everything? Nah. And there I was, thinking I'd been super discreet the whole time. No one should even have noticed. Well, what can you do about it? Come on, get real. You really think that no one knows you live here? Hey, that's not fair. Of course nobody knows. Except for Sino, Tinaroi, Kale, and the two of you, right? Friends are friends. So if they know, well, they know. But what if a stranger overheard us? It would be a disaster. Might even impact my career. Anyway, about the book. I believe it contains intel about hidden treasure, don't you? Looking to get rich quick, are we? Yeah. Are you offering to help find it? Shucks! Why didn't you say so earlier? So there really is a treasure. How about this? We help you find it, then split the loot 50-50. It's a deal. If, after all we've been through, it's finally our turn to get rich. I mean, we're already rich. I mean, we got like almost 80 million Mora. No need to keep yapping. Hidden treasure. The Paimon probes homing in on ya. Huh? Hey, Paimon! Well, there's no saving it now, buddy. Huh? Is that Dea? Oh. Well, what a coincidence. Eve. Wait. Oh, I guess they did a typo there. Eve and Paimon. Must be my lucky day, running into you like this. Dea, your mercenaries are pretty tuned into the grapevine. Have you ever heard of a book called Reasoning Knows Not Time of Day, but Suspense Always Follows a Blizzard? Wait, you guys are looking for it too? By two, you don't mean you're looking for it too? Darn it does. So does that mean we're finally gonna have to square off against Dea? Wait a minute. Would you mind telling me exactly why you're looking for it? Once more, you go over the rumors that Farazan told you. If it really does turn out to be something important, I'll be sure to let you know if I hear something. Whoa, really? From your reaction before, Paimon thought you were after too. Don't worry. The client had asked me to get her the book, but her attitude seemed off somehow, so I didn't take the commission. She's a smart cookie, though, and it was like she was hiding something. So I thought she must have had an ulterior motive. Besides, I have other things to look into right now. Compared to some commissions, it's more important that you uncover the truth behind the book. Anyway, no time to lose. I've gotta get going. Alright then, good luck. And don't forget to tell us if you hear anything. Bye bye. I wonder who this client could be. Hey! How are you so fast? Flying's faster than running. Sorry, it's a traveler thing. Alright, listen to me. It's like this. Oh shit, my head is tingling right now. Ooh, I think I need to drink a bit more water. Ooh, okay, my arms are tingling too right now. Oof. Whew. Alright, feeling better now. Paimon, don't get your hopes up. That book. It isn't some kind of treasure map. It's just an unbelievably unremarkable, surprisingly ordinary detective novel. I mean, some people said other stuff. Huh? But didn't you just say there was treasure? If people backtrack like that, Paimon just think they changed their mind and wanted to keep all the Mara for themselves. But that's not something you do. No, that's not... I'm sorry. Just couldn't bring myself to tell you earlier, so... I played along with what you were saying. Here's what happened. I borrowed the book a month ago. When I opened it to the first page, I discovered one of the names was printed incorrectly. Oh? That night, I'd been drinking just a little, and was starting to feel drowsy, so I picked up a pen and circled the name. Ah. As I'm sure you know, the House of Diana allows borrowers to annotate the books they take out. I'm in the habit of doing that too, so at that time I didn't give it a second thought. But after I was a dozen or so pages in, I realized the names of all the characters in the book had intentionally been written slightly wrong. Maybe it would be more accurate to say that the novel itself was quite strange. All the characters' names were based on real historical figures, but rather than using their original names, they had been tweaked ever so slightly. Most people would assume that the author had made a mistake, or that there had been a printing error when they saw spelling mistakes like that. I didn't find the content particularly appealing, so I returned it before I finished reading. But later on, I heard that the book had suddenly become the talk of the town, and that there were rumors about mysterious treasures or something. And you thought it might have something to do with you? It certainly does sound like it. Yeah, and I also heard that now all the names in the book had been circled, not just one. I just haven't been able to figure out what in Teyvat must have happened after I returned it. Did you tell anyone else about you borrowed it? Let me think. Tinari? Last time we met, I also told him all about how poorly parts of the book were written. He said it made it sound pretty funny. So much, in fact, that he suddenly wanted to take a look himself. He made it sound like it was so bad it's good. In that case, let's go find Tinari. That's fine with me, but I still have some work to finish up. It's pretty urgent. How about I head back first? We can meet up again later once I'm done. Sure. No problem. Hope your work goes well. Me too. Thanks. See you later then. Alright. Let's head over to Gandava village. Nope, that was it. I need teleporter. Damn it. At least I thought there was a teleporter. Really? There was no teleporter in the village? Alright. It was just the VOD that I thought was like the pointy part from the teleporter. Alright. Flying off we are. Beautiful nature. How do you even intend to get up there? Those housings. Probably with these things, I guess. And they'll all be gliding, maybe. Oh well. Tinari! Over there, over there! Hey! Tinari! I heard you, I heard you. How's it going, even Paimon? You guys sure look excited. You tell Tinari about how you're looking for the novel. Reasoning knows not time of day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. As you do so, you reflect once more on how absurdly long the title is, and how even just saying it aloud makes you feel tired. Ah, that one. Yes, I did go to the House of Dina to borrow it. Cavey said it wasn't worth reading, but I was curious, so I did read it anyway. The problem was, there were already 2 names circled in the book I borrowed, and the style each circle was different. It was like some kind of game. Someone had drawn a red circle around the name of the first character that appeared, and someone else had drawn a green circle around another name. So, in the time Kevin returning the book and you taking it back out again, someone else had already notated it? That's right. I'm sure that the first circle was drawn by Cavey. Yes, no surprise there. If you stop and think about it for about a second, guessing the identity of the second annotator should be trivial. Wait, you mean it was? If there are 2 people living in a house, and one of them drew the first circle, then it's highly likely that the other person left a mark too. So a item? Good point. Sometimes those 2 really are too much. In the end, it is as I suspected from the beginning. The first character whose name had been circled on the very first page turned out to be the murderer. Surely, that's just a blatant spoiler? Like that joke where someone opens the novel and bam, there's a note in the margin that spoils everything right from the start. What kind of joke would be so cruel? That was one of Cyrus. And it wasn't just a joke. He said he actually pulled a stunt like that when he was younger. Oh. Huh. Who was unlucky enough to borrow the book after he'd scribbled all over it? My master, Nerfus, and Professor Zahadi, who had a seminar with him that very afternoon. Oof. Unlucky. Cyrus said that Master once threatened to give him a good beating by the side entrance of the House of Diana. It was only thanks to my mother and Professor Zahadi intervening that it didn't happen. Ooh, he was lucky. Paimon doesn't sympathize with Cyrus at all. Not a bit. The House of Diana has never stopped people from annotating books, but it seemed like a special case. I didn't think the book could be allowed to keep circulating like that. So I circled several names myself, laying as false straight. Ah, smart. The best place to hide a leaf is in the forest. It's a simple principle. Well, you put it like that, but still. How many names did you circle, Tonari? Let me think. Not too many. About 3 or 4? I chose them all randomly. Then who circled the other names in the book? There must have been others who borrowed it and did something similar. I'm just not sure why. Who'd have thought borrowing books could be so complicated? Alright, let's go see if there are any other clues. Alright. I guess. Teleporter, please? I guess I'm just gonna do that. I mean, if I'm close by, I can also grab my rewards. Give rewards. Catherine, I demand my rewards!
Thank you for
Nice. Alright. Oh. And look who's over there. That's a bit suspicious. Look, there's Dea. Let's tell her what the real story is. Huh? Candace is there too? What did she want to do there? So, I need to reflect a little on what I did. What happened? To meet you here today is surely due to the guidance of the gods. Greetings. Candace, is this a personal trip? Today's trip to the city is to buy provisions for the people of Aru village, as well as help Miss Ceteria deliver a message to the sage of the Academia while I'm here. On the way, I happened to see Dea sitting in the cafe looking down, so I came over to chat with her. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. Just that I suddenly remembered a few details about that book after talking with you. Oh? Before that client had even contacted me, I'd heard rumors of an exciting novel full of undiscovered secrets. Out of curiosity, I asked Sino to take it out for me. As a desert dweller and a mercenary to boot, the idea of solving a mysterious treasure map is pretty exciting. Paimon totally gets it. We inherited our custom of searching for the gold and wisdom in the sense from the gods themselves. Oh, shit. Something flew inside. I forgot to close the windows. 1 second. Alright. But that book turned out to be dry as dust. Bunch of names had been circled, but I still couldn't figure out what the puzzle was supposed to be, despite reading the whole thing through carefully from start to finish. In the end, I started to think it was some kind of ritual, or game, or something, so I picked up a pen and drew a circle of my own. Huh. But later on, Miss Dunyazad asked her parents to find a way to borrow it for her. She said the mysterious markings fascinated her, even though she couldn't get into the book herself. If they were just regular annotations, it wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary. But these strange circles, you can't help but want to try and figure out what they might mean. That's true. So Dea, what you're reflecting on is having accidentally interfered with other people's reading experience? Is that correct? Wait, hold on a second. Why did you tell Candace? She's a warrior, you know. Sometimes she has to interrogate criminals and other things like that too. Everyone recognizes that her job is sacred. So when we need to think over what we've gone wrong, we'll talk to her about it. Please, don't be too surprised, my dear traveler. To me, listening to other people's mistakes is just another way of protecting them. Oh. By speaking of your own mistakes and hearing sincere advice in return, improvement will come over time. That's the way we do things. But all she did was draw a circle, and it's not like she was deliberately trying to mess with anyone. Besides, everyone agrees that the book itself is just bad. Don't worry about it, Daya. That's true. I was just telling Candace how bizarre it is. But be that as it may, doesn't change the fact that it's just ain't right to mess with someone else's enjoyment of a book. That's the bottom line. Anyway, Daya, please have faith that the gods will forgive your transgression. Besides, he told me about a part of the story where one of the suspects in the case ended up crawling out of the village on his hands and knees, and he was named Al-Ahmal. That's right. The detective in the book argued that he must have leaped across the broken bridge like a frog. Of course, you find out later his conjecture was totally off base. Why is that? Because it turns out that Al-Ahmal has a superpower, so he could float right across the broken bridge. What the heck is this book even about? It sounds completely ludicrous. Well, Al-Ahmal. It's simply too reminiscent of the good name of King Dashrid, don't you think? Though, considering how transgressive this book sounds, I don't think it's worth overthinking it. You're right. You know, I can't help but wonder what our friend at the Temple of Silence would say if they somehow got their hands on this book. I'm sure those sages would be able to unpack interesting ideas from the text we ordinary people could scarce of dream of. Oof. It's normal for there to be bridges outside blizzard-swept mountain villages, and normal for them to get broken. But for a person to cross one by floating through the air? Why resort to such a lame plot device? Is it really a serious detective novel? Sounds more like something out of a comic strip. True. I was starting to get where Farazan was coming from. If you'd gotten all excited about reading a detective novel, but ended up reading tripe like that instead. Better not to even think about it. So, where's the book now? Not sure. I returned it after I was done reading it, and back then there aren't as many markings inside as the rumors say there are. Alright, then Detective Paimon is still on this case. Oof. Paimon's feeling lost. Maybe we should head back to the House of the Year. Alright, let's do that. Then. Oof. The story is pretty long, I have to say. Hop. Further down we go. Losing our stamina. Hope I don't trip. And whoop.
Next on the agenda.
There we go. Almost there. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Anyways. Hello. Has freezing knows no time of day, but suspense always follows a blizzard been returned yet? There are 2 copies of this book. One's been marked up, the other hasn't. I'm guessing you're looking for the one with the marks? Oh, you saw right through us. Many others have asked for it too. I apologize though, it seems it hasn't been returned yet. Please come back again later. Can you at least tell us who borrowed it? Well, as long as it isn't overdue, we wait patiently for it to be returned. Disclosing borrowers' identities without proper reason for doing so would be a violation of professional ethics. So you'll have to forgive me for keeping that information confidential. Damn it. You've got a point. It would be terrible if someone looking to steal a book started harassing whoever had borrowed it. Hey, you two look as confused as a couple of Aranera who've just run into each other head first. Are you looking for something? I can help. That's Nahida's voice. Hi there. Look who it is. Nahida! Have you heard of a book called... Reasonably no, it's not time of day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. Such a long name, but yes, I know the one you mean. I heard that everyone was looking for it, and it sounded fascinating, so I found a brand new copy to read myself. By brand new, do you mean it wasn't the copy with all the markings on it? Yes, that's right. I was more interested in the content of the book itself and all those rumors about hidden treasure, so an unmarked copy was all I needed. Speaking of which, it's funny. There's more than one copy of this book, but everyone's looking for the one where all the names have been circled. Are they all afraid of spoilers? Or do they actually crave them? Oh, then do you know who has the copy with the markings right now? I just so happened to have seen it in the hands of one of our friends. If you're looking for the copy that sparked all of our rumors, you should look around near the palace of El Cazazare. Alright. We'll do that. Nope. Teleporter? Question mark? Nope. Gotta walk there. Alright. But let me drink something first. Ooh. Whoops. Oh, no Iceland. Interesting. Who could it be? Is it perhaps our friend Wanderer? Just a guess. Couldn't really tell from the distance. I mean, maybe it's Colley. Actually, no. Not sure. My guess is more on Wanderer, to be honest. Oh no, it's her! Damn, it's been a long time since we've seen her. Is that her? Dory? Sino and Cephas? Oh, interesting groupation. Darn you, General Mahamatra. Entrapment isn't gonna work. You can't do that. Hey, what do you mean by entrapment? You were the one who said you had the book. I said I wanted to read it. Then you agreed to meet me here. Sino showing up too was just a coincidence. Pure coincidence. Sure. You don't play games with me. I know who you are. You're the new kid Cephas, right? I know you're a friend of Sino's. Huh, so you do know who I am. I saw how Sino was chasing you around, trying to get you to play cards, and how you found an excuse to run off after a couple of rounds right after. That left quite an impression. You didn't have to mention that. No. I think Dory's right about that. You always look for a way out when it comes to playing Invocation. It's becoming quite a problem. Eve and Paimon have been standing here for quite a while. Oh. If it isn't my dear Eve and Paimon. Reveler. What brings the two of you to the palace of El Cazarzare? Might it be that you have come to do business with me, the Lord Sangamar Bay? Of course. Please give me a moment to conclude our business here, then I'll be right with you straight away. Anyway, General Mahamatra, as I'm sure you are well aware, the means by which I had someone borrow this book from the House of Dana were both completely legal and perfectly reasonable. Seeing as it isn't yet time to return it, you have no right to forcibly seize the book I borrowed. That's true. That would only be the case had you not engaged in any irregular activities. Yet just now, a buyer, ZZZ, came to the palace of Alcazazare on the basis of a mysterious message to meet a seller, hoping in vain to purchase a detective novel. What do you mean, buyer? He's one of your people. You've seen him here to deliberately try to buy it and entrap me. That is not something I can acknowledge. What I can tell you is that I've had my eyes on this book for some time. Remember, it is forbidden to transfer or sell books from the House of Dana without explicit approval from the relevant authorities. I'm not selling anything, just to be clear. I'm just making the most of an opportunity. If someone pays me a little something on the side, I lend them this mysterious little novel to browse for a bit. But, well, it would only work if you would get it back before the time is over where you have to bring it back. If you don't believe me, just ask any of my curious readers. Yes, that's right. Your readers. Anyway, I was just showing him the books. Is that so? And here I was thinking you were actually going through with an illegal transaction like this, ZZZ. Huh? Wait, what? You two really aren't together? I was just really curious about this book. I finally managed to track it down, but Sino... It's true that Dory never actually said she wanted to sell the book. So she isn't the mastermind who started all this? The mastermind? Hehe. So by your own account, it looks like you might have jumped the gun a bit, General Mahamatra. I'm not handing the book over. You may think you've played an ace, Dory. But when you opened the book just now, I saw the truth revealed before me. The book's return date is today. That China's sure got sharp of eye. That China's still got sharp eyes. That's right. I do have good vision. You have less than half an hour before the book is overdue. Give it to me, and I will return it. How could I just hand it over to you like that? This is a mysterious, super awesome, mega amazing paragon of illogical detective novels that is practically a treasure. I'm gonna make a fortune out of it. Should you really be admitting that out loud? I didn't say I was going to sell it. It's just like I was being serious. Then how about this? Dory, Sino, why don't you two play a little game with the book as the stakes? Uh-oh. That's one way of solving it. How about it, Dory? Do you dare accept the challenge? If you win, I'll turn a blind eye to the book for the time being. And if you lose, you have to hand it over. Ah, sounds interesting. Very well, I'm in. What's the contest? I'm fearing already what it might be. Are both of you confident in your powers of mental recall? My memory's not bad. Uh-oh. Yes. And you both have read the contents of this book, correct? That's right. Huh? So you've actually read it? Oh. Well, needless to say, so have I. In that case, I just open the book and flip through a few pages, and you tell me how many names have been circled. Best out of 3 wins. Sounds good? Oh, okay. I thought for a moment it would be a fight of genius invocation. Huh? That's nuts. I mean, by the time they might have gotten some stuff. Oh no, wait, actually, not stuff added, I guess. Actually, the question is when did he read it? I mean, by the time he read it and she got it, there might have already been more circles put inside. What? Chickening out? No, it's game on. Let's go. Good. In that case, the first page. 6. 6. Both correct. Next, the second page. I think it was 4. I'd say 4. Oh, both of you are right again. 2 draws. So it all hangs on the next question. Listen up. Oh? Page 61. What? That... I don't quite remember. 7? I know. The answer is 5. Absolutely correct. The answer is 5. Sino, is your memory really that good? I'm not buying it. How did you do it? It's not actually because I have good memory, but because the circling of the names left a deep impression of me. Oh. After I borrowed it, I noticed the names of the first few pages had been selectively circled by different people. Each person's penship was different, and moreover, I recognized 3 of the circles as having been drawn by Tinari. Few others used the same color of ink as he does, so it was instantly recognizable. You even know that? Yes, I learned of that habit of his long ago. At that time, I had just been promoted General Mahamata, and would go to a secret base when I wanted to go through all the trail tasks in my in-tray at once with minimal disturbance. I would often find Tanaris hidden away on a tree there, doing his homework. Noticing the written implements he favored wasn't exactly detective work. In all these years, he's never once changed the ink he uses. Back to that book. Anyone who's read it knows that the first name circled is the real murderer. Perhaps Tinari did not want the plot to be spoiled for anyone else, so he circled other names. Exactly, that's how it was. Annotating or marking a book is not in itself a violation of book borrowing regulations. But why are all the other marks there? Is there some conspiracy behind them? What do they have to do with Tinari? I want to get to the bottom of this, even if it's just for the sake of my friend. And to uncover the secret, you must become a part of the conspiracy. So, I circled all the other names that were left in the book. Well, to think you do such a thing, so there's no treasure at all. It was just you guys all along. That's right. Should you wish to hide a grain of sand, bury it in the desert. The same metaphor as with this belief. And in that grain of sand, I can catch a glimpse of the truth. And so you were drawn to it, making your plans, yet in a twist of fate, were discovered by me. No matter how vast this world is, you cannot run from the long arm of the law. Wow, you're making a meal out of this, aren't you? You really have way too much time on your hands. Okay, I give up. You win. Ahem. That's enough for today. It is time for Lord Sangamach Bay to return to her room for some repose. Farewell all. So, do you intend to take this book back to the Temple of Silence? Why that? I heard there was treasure hidden inside, and thought it might have something to do with the temple. Never thought that it was just I never thought that was the real story behind it. But when you agreed to compete, I had already surmised you were familiar with this book. That's why I chose that particular format. Brilliant move, bro. What's with that look? We're just thinking there have been more twists and turns in the story behind the book than in the actual story itself. Well, as long as you got it back, I leave uncovering the rest of the secrets to you, and take my leave for now. See you later, everyone. Can I borrow the book? Of course. After Sino hands you the book, you and Paimon quickly thumb through it. Though you weren't reading very carefully, you can tell that something's not quite right. The plot is wildly imaginative, and just as everyone says, though most of the names in the book seem familiar, on closer inspection you realize that they aren't actually the names of historical figures you thought they were at first. Not only that, but every name has been circled. Thinking back on the course of events, you fall silent, and then you explain the full story. How unexpected. But still, it does make sense, and it is far better than the existence of an actual conspiracy. In that case, I still have other plans. Last time I was at Cavern Rebelt, I promised I'd meet Daya and Candice for drinks. Eve, could I trouble you to return the book for me? Sure, leave it to me. Thanks, friends. Well, I guess that means we're kind of reaching the end of that of the story of that book. Of the adventures of that book. Jeez, all this reading got me really exhausted. I mean, talking. And trying to imitate with my bad imitations. I actually think I might not have enough energy left for today to get over to Zenless Zone. But at least the next time we can completely concentrate the stream only on Zenless Zone, since we got the event stuff finished over here then.
Next on the agenda.
Oh, my fingers are tingling. Alright. Ooh, quite a lot of people. Wait, why is Sino here too?
What were you thinking, gallivanting off into the desert alone at your age? What if you take the bucket, You told not a soul what you were up to. Designated nobody to handle your
the story
affairs,
from before.
and left everyone scrambling frantically to try and figure out how on earth
I was
to
worrying
clean up
right
the
now
colossal
there
mess
was
you'd
suddenly
made.
some voice acting.
Oh, please, will you stop your yelling? What other choice did I have?
Good argument. Let me alter that one again.
What do you mean, what other choice? Do you mean to tell me that after all your years of learning, and sagehood no less, the only idea you could conjure up in that white-haired walnut of yours was to shoot off into the unknown like some hot-headed 20-year-old adventurer? A one-man suicide mission, That's the best idea that one of the finest minds of a generation could come up with, is it? It astounds me that you survived the journey, and you're lucky that Ba Moon didn't finish you off when you arrived.
All right, all right. Honestly, the way you're going off on me, it's like you wish you'd been there to lend him a hand. Does it mean nothing to you that I'm your colleague and former classmate?
She doesn't look that old, to be honest.
What's the point of berating an old bag of bones?
What do you mean, bag of bones? I'm a flesh and blood hero who, despite his old age, saved our General Mahamatra from being stripped of his powers. Okay, look. Fine, I admit it, I was in the wrong. How can I make it up to you? What about, a month's work at the Academia?
Damn.
1 month? Try 3.
I know these masters really laying into Cyrus. Let's give them a wide berth.
Yeah, we're not too young to get involved.
Professor brought this on himself. Don't pay any attention to him.
Alright.
Wow, I haven't seen Master get this riled up in a long time. The last time he chewed someone out like this must have been back when I was still a student.
I think I'll go around and update everyone. Tell them the situation's resolved. Want to come with me?
Alright, buddy.
We can go for dinner afterwards. My treat.
Sure.
You in?
Nice.
Makes sense. I'm in.
Free food is free food. Always have it up.
Let's go!
Yes. But that's not why we're here. We gotta... shit, I gotta mark it again, I guess. Whoop. Oh no, it's still marked. Never mind. Whoop. Yeah, well, we're finally back. Now let's turn this book. You really found the book? Amazing. I've been waiting here for it to be... Ayo! Oh shit, it's an auto. Shit. Recount the entire thing. Took away. Ah! Seriously? How is that even possible? I circled the actual murderer? Everyone's pretty surprised by this whole thing too. Let's just take care of the book problem first. Hello. This book, it's probably all my fault for using permanent ink to mark a page, since that caused a whole mess of other things to happen. Now it's all marked up like this, and there's even a risk of those marks spoiling the story. So I'd like to buy it. The whole issue should be avoidable if the Academia uses the money to buy a new copy. Would you please consider my proposal? Mr. Cave, your idea has merit, and is indeed a good way to resolve the situation. I'll confirm the book's price now, and then you can pay it over here. That's great. Thank you so much. Shortly after, Cave accompanies the Academy staff to register the purchase of the book and pays the full amount. The staff member carefully wraps up the thoroughly marked up old book and gives it to him. What a blunder. Regardless, thank you so much for all your help. It was nothing. We're just kind of along for the ride. Still, Cave, it'd be better if you used something more erasable to make notes in the future. I understand. I'll never let myself subconsciously correct typesetting errors ever again. No, I mean, I'll never again borrow a book with such a long name. At least for a while. Woof. And I guess this is how the story ended. Oh no, it's still going. But it's still blocked again. No! I guess we still gotta finish this one. Let's do that really quick. I hope we're closer now. Why isn't it? Oh. I mean, this way goes. Okay, never mind. This goes in the. This way goes into the wrong direction. Goes down too, but it's the wrong path. Study good. I hope you're getting good grades. Almost there. So I guess we're gonna meet with Sino or somebody else again in the other story? Or maybe Kale?
Hey, Kale.
You're back! Well, look who we have here. Would you mind explaining to me what has been going on this past few days? I heard you all ran off into the desert and got embroiled in a major catastrophe.
It's a long
All
story.
taken care of.
That does not answer my question. How could you be so careless? That goes for you as well. Yes, and
What
you
did I
too.
do?
When you run into problems, you really ought to ask for help, you know? I've been around the block. Don't you think it would have made sense to involve me? And let's not forget, I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Now would not be a good time to attempt to argue with Farazan.
Yeah, right.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. It's not the first time that I've had to talk to you about this sort of thing either.
Oh damn.
You
I gotta
need to
clean
learn
my
that there are
glasses a
times
bit.
when the right thing to do is get a more experienced member of staff involved.
Gone a bit
Do I
smudged
make
up.
myself clear? Because if you don't,
Oh.
Kale, please do something.
He's giving me the signal. Alright.
Oh.
Guess it's time to play my ace in the hole.
Damn, they even got a signal for that.
Say, Madame Farzan, I can see you're pretty upset. But, I was just wondering. Remember that time you offered to give me a tour of the academia? Does that offer still stand? Huh?
Damn, smooth save.
Wait, did I hear that right? Kale, you remember? Wonderful. Well, of course the offer still stands. Come on. Madame Farzan will show you around the old classrooms.
Alright.
Poor Kale getting dragged off like that. Also, check out Farzan acting like some sort of official academia tour guide.
True.
Kale!
Impressive.
Cup.
Cup?
Huh? What? Oh, right!
Cup?
What do you mean, cup? You need a cup. I can get you a cup. Oh, it's nothing. Just Master's way of reminding me to stay hydrated while I'm out and about.
Ah. Well, that's considerate of him.
It's code for let's reconvene at the cafe. Tainari
Ah,
and I used it
okay.
when we were in school, and it's become something of a family tradition now.
Oh, neat.
That's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. 2 people left. Let's bring them along too.
Alright. Can let me check first if this works now. Yes, perfect. Finally can continue that.
Next on the agenda.
Shortcut. Nope. Not short enough, damn it. More shortcut. Nope. Ah, I'll item. You're here. Oh shit, it's an auto. What is it? Ah, guess what I've got in this little bag here? Bad to guess. Young man's tears of regret. And what would you know? Its reasoning knows no time of day, but suspense allows follows a blizzard. You actually bothered to memorize a ridiculous and boring name like that? That's just because when I was filling out the paperwork to buy it back at the Academia's office, I had to write it out over and over, yeesh. Then it looks like this book has a new owner. Only because I subconsciously marked up the book with ink. Do you know that Tinari, Day and Sino all circled names in the book? And it all started because the name I circled was the real killer. Ah, to be perfectly honest, the moment I first saw the murderer's name circled, I knew this would happen. Wait a second, how come you've read the book too? I had the pleasure of reading it in the house of Diana. The logic is a mess. It's just poorly written. And you left the book out in the study. So you knew I circled the killer? Then... did you circle any names in the book? What do you think? So you did? The second one is mine. I knew it. Why? The best way to avoid spoilers is to add a red herring. The third one. Then why just one? Tinari circled 3. I already significantly reduced the probability of the murder's identity being spoiled for the next reader. That's more than enough. No need to worry about things that are beyond saving. And just why isn't it necessary? Using permanent ink to circle a name on the first page, that's obviously beyond saving. What kind of logic is that? I bet you just drew your circles for fun. If I must say so, then it's because the circling of the names is far more interesting than the book itself. Fair point. In the end, I only have myself to blame for using up all my pencils. I need to go buy some more. Congratulations, this one-of-a-kind, out-of-print book, personally penned by the hands of so many, is now yours. Do you think I look happy about it? I don't even want it. If it was Paimon, she would have wanted either. That's enough for me too. Damn. And with that, we finally reached the end of that story. And to be honest, for good measure, let's... what is that story that he just did? Let's see, it must be something that's close, I guess. Ah, there. Let's follow... let's end this story too. Luckily, it's voice, so I don't really have to do much, except my character voice. But then I think I'm all out of juice for today. And I definitely gotta grab a bite. Come on, buddy. Good on you. You can do it.
We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda.
All right. So let's get to the two that are left, so I know. Hop. I already see them.
Am I hallucinating? Or do I see Kaveh and Alhaitham engaged in diligent studying?
So
We're
it
just
appears.
reorganizing all the books we used. Look, there's a whole mountain of them.
There's no rush. Nobody reads these books anyway.
My
Damn.
sincere thanks to you both.
Yes, with your help, we resolved the issue rather swiftly and painlessly. And the outcome was better than we could have hoped for.
Sinon forms all item cover of everything that happened in the desert.
I see. The Temple of Silence resorted to rather unique means of self-preservation. It explains how they managed to remain hidden for so many years.
And it sounds like they managed to preserve a whole load of ancient documents as well. I'd love to go check those out if I ever had the chance.
That day will come. The Temple of Silence is a hugely important organization, and we'll be sure to maintain good relations with them in the future. Now, as a token of my appreciation, I'd like to treat everyone to coffee.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds great. Although after the last few days, I don't know if I can handle another coffee, but I can just order something else.
Maybe tea.
Let's go.
I can recommend a tea. Alright, let's go to the cafe and meet up with everybody. Nope.
We're way behind
Oh,
schedule.
there it is. Knock knock, customer coming in.
And then the traveler just pounced on their opponent and knocked him right out cold. Then there was Tainari. He put up an amazing fight too. We ended up winning all 3 bouts.
Whoa.
Yes.
Part of me wishes I'd been there to see it, but I'd have been biting my nails off worrying about you guys.
A
Oh.
truly edifying account of the events. Bereft of detail, but it has livened up the room all the same.
Hey, Paimon included all the juicy details. The traveler just pounced and then waved their sword like this, then spun around and blocked.
Despite winning 3 bouts in a row, you still ceded the position of leader to him. That's very dignified of you, Sino.
Of course. Being dignified comes with being
I
a true
think
champion.
it's only the right thing to do that he was able to do.
I got to be a champion too for once. I've not sparred much with desert folk before. It was a pretty unique experience.
The venue was pretty impressive too. A very ceremonial affair.
Huge place. It felt like something right out of an epic poem.
Mhm.
Imagine this. It was like there was...
Maybe save that one for later, Paimon. Dessert's here.
Oh, let's go. Everyone enjoys each other's company and General Mahamadra's generosity.
I think that'll do me for today.
Alright.
Shall we stop off at the House of Dana again before heading home? We should probably finish putting all those books back.
Sounds like an idea.
My thoughts exactly. See you around.
Alright. Bye-bye.
I should get going as well. See you all later. Make sure you get some good rest tonight.
Will do.
I need to go say thanks to the Core 30 for their help. Also, Sir Nephis says he wanted to introduce me to some of the Academia's work processes. So, I gotta dash too.
Alright. Have fun.
Kali's come a long way. She's much more confident at dealing with other people these days.
And without having a sickness anymore.
You never stop learning.
Yeah, true.
So, is that the end of the story?
That was good. It feels like everything's finally wrapped up now. Life
That's
is all
what I
about
would say
these
too.
moments when you can finally relax and hang out with good friends after a job well done. And also, those desserts Sino got, they were really good. Paimon definitely needs more of those in the future.
Then let's come back again
Do
sometime.
you three have anything planned for the rest of the day? If not, would you come somewhere with me?
Oh, sure. Where are we going?
That's a secret for now. Wouldn't want to spoil the surprise.
Okay.
Oh.
I think I can guess what you're talking about. It'll definitely be a nice surprise.
Well, now Paimon's curious. Come on, let's go.
Yes. We'll find out where we go. Oh, let's see if I can fly over there. No, it's actually up there. Huh. Guess I was spot on. Very nice view.
Been a while since I last made my way up here.
Wow, look at this place. We're so high up.
Need any help?
That we are. Don't underestimate me. I'm actually a tree climbing champion.
As you wish.
It's a nice spot, isn't it?
What a great view. We're so high up, we can see for miles.
Traveler,
Yeah.
turn around.
Oh. Oh, what a beautiful view of the sunset. It's beautiful.
This is my secret base. Somewhere I only bring my best friends. When I was a student, I used to slip away and climb up here all the time, just to clear my head. I was quite young then, and hadn't made too many friends yet. Back then, I had a lot of the same questions that Zethos was asking. Who am I? Why do I have this power? And what should I be fighting for? Our gifts help us to find our rightful place in the world. That was my experience. And I'm sure Zethos will figure things out in his own time, too.
As long as Hermanubis' power endures, we remain inextricably linked to the Temple of Silence.
You two really are like brothers.
I feel the same way.
You're one tough cookie, Sino. You're a true champion now.
Of course. I see no need to be humble when it comes to the facts.
I still remember one time when we came up here to chat and do our homework. Sino accidentally dropped a fruit. Luckily, he has fast reflexes, so he caught it just in time.
That was the
Not
one
bad.
and only time. Nothing ever slipped through my fingers again.
Oh, I bet
Those were
something will
good
happen again.
times. I kind of miss the student
At
life.
one point.
You know, Paimon really shouldn't be able to imagine Sino doing something like that, but for some strange reason, the mental image is coming through clear as day.
Then make it stop.
No.
There's somebody there.
Oh.
It's Professor Cyrus. You
Seems
guys
like
carry
he's
on
thinking
without
about
me.
something.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yee.
Hey, you're not supposed to jump down. Be careful.
I mean, he can clearly do it. Talk to Cyrus. Alright.
Oh my days. I can't believe how stupid I look in this one.
Professor, what are you
Aw.
muttering to yourself about?
Sino, just the man I'm looking for. Guess what I found in some old notebooks?
Some old
Oh.
photos?
Can you
Look at
believe it?
that. Small
This
Sino.
notebook was just sitting in a pile of odds and ends in the sage's office. I must have forgotten to take it with me, and no one's touched it since. It was still right there. I was at
You
the
good guy
academia earlier
sleeping.
to discuss my workload with Nephis. I swung by the old office to have a look around and just happened to cross it. Well, time flies. Look how tiny you are in this picture. Still a kid.
You look quite young yourself in that one. Ah,
True.
it's this one. I remember that. Lisa took it, didn't she?
Oh.
Yep. Looks like her work, all right. Who else could have found just the right angle to make me look so unbelievably hideous?
Damn this one. Looks like we're both dozing off.
Oh, cheeky girl. Taking secret photos of us without our knowledge.
I mean, at
Is
least
there
you got
something
nice
you'd like to
memories,
say
no?
to me, Professor?
Like what? Like, these are good photos, aren't they? Hey, at moments like this, I hardly know where to begin. I can't pretend I'm a good person. But Moon had every reason to despise me. And well, so do you if you feel the same way.
Don't be ridiculous, you old codger.
Whew. Sorry about that.
Is that not what you wanted me to say? Oh, I've dreamt of
Nice to
that
see that
place
their
many times after
relationship's
leaving
all
the
alright.
desert.
All okay.
Sometimes I've dreamed that I was doing research with him again. And other times, I dream of the day they saved my life. Oh, it was one of the happiest times of my life. We all learned so much from one another. You've matured so much over the years, I know.
Since you're my professor, I should save you some face by not calling you out on all the non-answers you just gave. So, I will do the right thing and keep my mouth shut.
Good thinking. Take your own advice next time. Seriously, why bully an old man like me? I thought heroes were supposed to be gracious. Hey, wait, how did I not notice this one earlier?
Huh?
Lisa strikes again. Just how many
Show
did she
me.
take?
Show me the picture.
Look how cute you were when you were little. I remember how well
That's a
mannered
nice
you were
one.
back then, too.
Yeah, and look how serious and professional you used to be.
Oh, I can't compete with you anymore. First you get better than me at the deadpan jokes, and now you're besting me at those little quips too.
Damn.
Don't say that. I still have a lot of respect for you.
Huh, that's more like it. Hey, what would you say to meeting up with Lisa again sometime?
I'd like that.
I could imagine that would be
Let's find a
something
time
nice.
and pay her a visit in Mondstadt.
Ooh.
All right, I'll
Can't
add
wait
it to my
to see
schedule.
that story.
Let's go next week. Wait, no. Next week is the tomato growing competition. I have got to beat Zaha Hadi.
Yes.
Or you could find a real
Tomato.
hobby, Professor.
Come on, let him be with his tomatoes. Oathkeeper completed. And with that, we have reached the end of the stream. I did not expect the stories, both of the stories, to go that long. But well, at least next stream we are completely focused on Zenith on Zero and can make some good progress probably on that too. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. For now, I will rest, think about what special thing I could plan for the fact that I've reached 50 followers. Until the next stream. Bye bye.
Should we really be off work
Ah.
this early? There is still a lot
Okay.
left to do.
No. Bye bye.